I got an echo. Oh, let me turn it down. Hold on.
Man, it's been a long time coming. I feel like I've been away forever. It's been a week. Welcome to another Hump Day edition of Outlaw Radio. Hunger Pains. Hunger Pains. People are hungry right now and they're feeling the pain. We're going to talk about that tonight. My name just happens to be Kevin Barnes. I am known as the militant with a microphone, the mouthpiece of the movement, aka the Negro Whisperer. Also known in some circles as the world-class smartass, right? Yep. That's me as well. So, depending on who you're talking to and what time you're talking to them, right? So, welcome to the show, man. I'm glad to be back again. It's always a pleasure to be able to speak with my people. This is a foundational Black American platform. So, if you say, "What's Outlaw Radio?" Well, it's a Black show. What do they talk about? They talk about Black people shit. So if you can't really, get with that, then you probably should click. Or as they say, swipe right, I guess. Number attached to the show. 262-202-5131. 262-202-5131. Got a chat room that pops. You can get involved with this conversation. For real. This is interactive. But like I said, man, I'm so happy to be here tonight, man. Every time I'm away from this thing, I get microphone withdrawal. So I'm scratching my itch tonight. So excuse me if I have too much fun. I don't know how to. Sometimes even I'm at a loss for words. I don't think he's new on the show. I think he has absolutely been on the show, been familiar with myself for a very long time. But this is a different capacity. So he is now officially an outlaw. He is now an Outlaw Radio co-host. Mr. ENC Jordan, let me give you this right quick.
Oh, snaps. Feels good, Kev.
I always tell people I don't choose people for the show. The show chooses its people. So over the years, I've had several different co-hosts from the men, women, men, and I don't push the issue. Hey, come on. It's just like, you could be a guest, you can call in, but for me to say, hey, you are now part of what we do is important. So my brother, how you doing, man? How you doing?
Man, I'm good, man. Just another crazy day at the office, man. Had some employee drama today, but we got it settled. You know how you got to go in the office and close the door and just explain to people why we are all fortunate to have employment. We are all fortunate to be making money. Yeah, I saw your face because I know what you're about to talk about tonight. And that's part of our business, man. We got a lot of people that got their programs cut, but I know you're going to touch on it, so I ain't finna spoil it. So.
No, it just sounds like bullshit. I mean, you're talking about everybody come in my office, right? It's proof that you're not a peon, at least, right?
Like certain people.
Well, hey, everything ain't for everybody.
No. Trump.
Shout out to you. And you are very, very, very proactive in sharing the show. I appreciate what you do on your platforms. And we have been conversing for some years. You know what I'm saying? So this is probably something that probably should have happened a long time ago, but I think it's one of those things where your schedule had to fix itself so they can match with my schedule. And so
yes, absolutely, actually. Yep.
Yes. We got somebody in the chat room early. My brother Landon Deadman. Blessings, my brothers. How you doing, Landon?
What up?
Let everybody know Outlaw Radio is on the air. Boy, do we got some stuff to talk about tonight.
Oh, yes.
I want to say this because I have to. The people who I've known forever, people who say, Kev, I'm your brother. I got love for you. I'm your family. But they always ask me the same question. When do the show come on? Now, I've only been doing this 11 years. Now granted, I've changed the schedule over the years and this kind of thing, but for at least the last 7, it's been Mondays and Wednesdays, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you cannot catch the show at that point, just go and look on my Facebook page, Kevin Barnes. Go to YouTube, go to our various groups, go to the People's News Network, and you can watch the show. So 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on Mondays and Wednesdays. Please, the next person that say, when do the show come on, I'm hanging up on them. I'm just telling you. It's just like that. Erica Hunt in the chat room. How you doing, Erica? She said, what up, Outlaws? How you doing, my sister? E-Walk all the way from AZ via the 414. What up, E-Walk? How you doing? He said, Walk's World.
What up, E-Walk?
Right, man. Do you, man. Shit, your world. Right? So sometimes, especially on Mondays, because we tend to do like Messy Monday or whatever, it's kind of evolved into that just because, I mean, we talk shit to each other. That's part of the Black experience is to be talked shit to, because that's what we do. We talk shit. So when I say Messy Mondays, is this kind of that kind of thing. Wednesdays are more thematic. Wednesdays is more of a point. Wednesdays, it's more of a method to my madness. And this Wednesday is no exception. Hunger pains. I want to start that off right now early. We're late anyways.
I wasn't gonna say nothing.
Right. I care. What you mean early? Hunger pains. This is a very tough time to be an American.
Yes.
In particular, an American who is not wealthy. Definitely not one of the 1%, but even when we talk about the middle class, see, when we talk about middle class, what it actually is the middle class is that group of people who have managed to get a little something out of nothing. Not, just a tad bit upperly mobile, right? And not wealthy, but not broke. Not totally on top, but not losing. But what happens is they become the bell cow for everything. So since those middle class individuals don't qualify for public benefits, but they also don't qualify for higher income tax breaks, they bear the brunt of most legislation. Meaning, in a city like Milwaukee, when something needs funding, they're going to go after the property tax levy. They're going to go after parking tickets, raising the price of registering your car. All these different kinds of methods in Milwaukee has for squeezing blood from a turnip, meaning the middle class. Now, the problem is when you don't feed that middle class, when you don't put things in place so it can continue, that middle class slowly sinks back down to below the poverty line. So in essence, you're manufacturing poverty and putting it on your own people. For you elected officials, aka your constituents. So check this out. MPS just passed their budget. Guess what? They need more money. Property tax levy, $8. They say we anticipating an $8 raise for each individual. The city of Milwaukee has budget deficits. They go after property tax levy. The Milwaukee County has deficits. They go after the property tax levy. Y'all know who pays the property tax levy? Homeowners, property owners. That would qualify at least as middle class. So when I say the middle class kind of carries the weight for everybody, right? So and I'm speaking fiscally and financially. But the overall thing is people here are struggling. The prices of everything has risen. Either it's the tariffs or the idea of tariffs or the uncertainty of the global economy, or in a city like Milwaukee where you pat our leadership, pat themselves on the back for saving Milwaukee from a fiscal cliff, only to take us further over that cliff, closer to the edge, right? Because even when we allowed you to do what you said would save us, it has brought on now, you're telling us we gonna need more, but you're not bringing in more. I ask our mayor one more time publicly, please, if you know him, pass this question along. Where is the long-term economic development for the city of Milwaukee? And please don't tell me about companies who would build corporate headquarters downtown, because guess what? They don't hire us. We're not even qualified. Now you want to, so you can be security guards, you can be you can be janitors. Hey, it's jobs down there for y'all.
Oh shit!
Like they say on the block, what's that bullshit? This what they say on the block. This that bullshit.
To give you to add more to what you're saying, Kevin, because when you were looking at it, I just wanted to look up the Milwaukee deficit, and the first thing that comes to mind is the streetcar They said if we eliminated the streetcar, we'd be on hook for a $48 million federal grant. Is that, have you heard that? Or is that, it's on Fox 6 News. This was yesterday.
Well, you have to understand the way that we acquired the streetcar in the first place. It was a tax incremental loan, basically, against, once again, the property tax levy. It was a gamble that with what they had termed a future development of downtown, the property value would increase. Thus, whenever somebody did purchase real estate or something downtown, the city would make more money, or the people would, the business, the developers would make more money. So what has happened is, immediately when we got the streetcar, the state, they said, no, we're not supporting this shit. And the federal government has now said no. So what happens is the maintenance of the streetcar becomes Milwaukee's issue. And guess what? It's actually free. It is free to ride on the hop that goes in a beautiful oval-like circle in downtown. It does not serve, it could serve a purpose, but there's no money for expansion. And right now it's looking like they're trying to find money for maintenance. So that is a shit sandwich that Barrett left in the lunchbox for Chevy. When Chevy opened his lunch at school, he had a shit sandwich in there. That's
the
one
ambassador. He's right. Ambassador now.
The diplomat, right? You are. Eat up. Erica Hunt says, "Send me the link." Which link you talking about, Erica? Which link you talking about?
Oh, I'll send it, Erica. You're probably asking about the Fox 6 thing. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I seen you have it. Yeah. Conversation in the chat. Go down. She said, scratching my head. Earl Hennings. He said, "When do the show start?" LOL. Right.
See, he an instigator, bro.
No. Earl understands. Look, people call me, bro. I got people who call me. It's 7:15, and it's Monday, and they said, "Kev, what you finna do?" What you doing? I'm about to do the show. Oh, you got a show tonight? But then this same person will turn around and tell me, "Man, I'll be listening to the show." No, you don't, because if you did, in the beginning of every show, I say Monday and Wednesday. Monday. Should I say it backwards? Wow. Wednesday and Monday? It is what it is. Mama Jenkins in the chat room. How you doing, Mama Jenkins?
Hey, Mama Jenkins.
Good evening, my Outlaw family. Make it do what it do in this raggedy city. Feeling good, full of sea moss. I'm thinking about sponsoring a family that has 2 or 3 more children for a Thanksgiving basket. Any others out there willing? You know what, Mama Jenkins, I would be willing to even to contribute to that. I don't know how you're gonna do it. Like, is it canned goods that we need to donate, or do we need to maybe that's something we could promote on in our groups to say, hey man, we're donating. And just if you out there and you listen to see, the name of the show is Hunger Pains. If you out there and you really know what I'm talking about because you're struggling right now, because you're going through some things right now financially, absolutely. You see right now there's an opportunity. Your kids, your family does not have to be hungry during the holidays. So please, Mama Jenkins, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. If you want to sponsor, if we talking about how do we do this? Like, is it canned goods? Is it food? What are we doing? Landon Deadman said, "Yikes." That's enough to make you do that. Mama Jenkins said, "The hop always on a tow truck." Well, see, once again, it turns like it has all kinds of issues. It has like sometimes it run off the tracks. It done had collisions. It was a situation where this money, people say, Kev, you have to understand that this was a transit. This was a grant for transportation from the federal government. So you couldn't have you was limiting what you could have did with it. But the truth is, as long as it was related to improving transportation in our city, you could have utilized it for other projects. We have, and I don't know, somebody, if you're smarter than me, you can always enlighten me. We have the worst streets that potholes, and why we couldn't come up with some sort of plan to say, let's just use some of this money to improve the roadways. That in itself is infrastructure. And that's where the money is in America. People have to understand the wave of the future is infrastructure, highways, byways, train tracks, urban development, not urban development, but developments, turning unused area into livable space, right? Alternative urban environments that are located adjacent to urban environments, so you can go and still have access to the city, but get some country living. Earl Henning says, great day, my brother. Love us. Fuck Donald Trump and Orlando, his friend. Orlando ain't even here yet, and somebody
Oh, damn. Damn. He had dude ass early. God damn.
Rosalind. Oh, this Dion. He said, Kev, I'm in this motherfucker. What's up, Dion? What's up, man?
What up, Dion?
So, I wanted to talk a little bit about, like, because I think people who have been away from poverty or who have managed to make it a little bit, I'm gonna say make it. I don't want to use blanket statements. I'm people who have managed to kind of rise above whatever conditions they came with. So if you came up with nothing, or you were limited, or you were challenged, and you managed to elevate a little bit, sometimes when you get away from that, you lose focus. You forget what it's like. So it's easy to look at the news, and it's easy to look at people and say, "Oh, they're animals. They're savages. Look at these people. Look at this." But you don't understand what it's like living in that sort of environment. First of all, the pressure and the tension is ridiculously tremendous. If you don't know where tomorrow's meal is coming from, if you don't know where I'm going to lay my head next week, if you are in a situation where you're like, I really have a million questions and no answers, and I don't know where to even turn to look for, I got so many issues running simultaneously. I don't know which one to address first, right? This is a very, very, very highly pressurized, highly stressful system. So it often blows people's minds, meaning you see acts of desperation.
Yeah.
You say, why is the crime so high? You got a bunch of people who are just have lost all sense and sensibility or optimism that everything gonna be all right. It's like, I do what the fuck I gotta do, right? And some of those people will say, hey, I'm not even trying to find it no more. I've given up on trying to find an answer. From now on, I'm doing what I feel like I need to do. So that, and I call it the pressure of poverty. And you wonder why kids go to school and they're not learning. Well, one of the things that poverty creates is a situation where if you're worried about where you're going to get your next meal from, you got to school hungry. You're hungry at school. When you get out of school, you're going to be hungry. That's a tremendous piece of pressure for a little kid. Okay. And if you have siblings, if you have, parents that are just kind of lost, those people who are in desperation mode, you're not receiving what you need to receive. It is entirely cognitive in its effect. It affects your mind. It affects the way you see things, the way you process information. Sometimes you become overly emotional. Sometimes you're overly sensitive, but most of the times you're overly insecure. Your insecurities destroy you because you feel like less, because you have nothing. I'm nobody. I have no clothes, no car, no status, I'm nothing. I'm a piece of trash. Imagine now, Ian, I know you like me. I know your ego is through the roof. I know you get up in the morning like, I'm a bad motherfucker.
I do.
I know
you ain't lying. I do.
Look at me, man. I'm out here doing it, right?
I'm trying.
Right. Well, there's some people who wake up in the morning and say, I can't stand even look in the mirror.
Yep, exactly.
I don't even want to see that person staring back at me. I'm so lost and so disillusioned. I don't even want to look at that person. I don't want to face him or her. Sad, that is a hell of a way to start your day, right?
That's messed up.
Yeah. And poverty creates these kinds of situations. So that is the pressure of poverty. I used to refer to this as the culture of dysfunction in our community. And I've always said, in our country, a lot of things for Black Americans, especially foundational Black Americans, there's the systemic part of it, but it's also systematic. So you eating it and you living it. You living it and you eating it. Yes, the policies are in place, but yes, you have ingested and digested this shit and it accepted it as your norm. So I hope that ain't too complicated for y'all, and I don't want to make excuses for people who are poor, because I think a lot of times focus has to come from somewhere, but I do understand that it has to come from somewhere. So if it ain't none in the atmosphere, where you gonna get it from? You know what I mean?
True. That's very true. And there's one other thing I wanted to add really quick before you get to the chat room, Kev. Now they say the streetcar is running at It's running in the red, obviously, at a $4 million a year deficit. But this is the interesting thing I didn't know. They said Spiker, whoever Spiker is, wrote Duffy asking him to let the city off the hook for its grant obligations, meaning the Republican leadership in Milwaukee that we all know who's a part of it. Maybe they can go ahead and get that done. Maybe.
Well, hold on, because this is, and I don't want to blame where blame shouldn't be. This was a Democratic initiative, though, because this is Bear's baby.
Oh, yeah, but I'm saying if they could talk to the Republicans, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, the Republicans and the Democrats don't like to work together. So I'm just saying maybe some of our Republicans can go ahead and get Milwaukee off the hook for that.
No, because they don't hold office. Like
they don't hold.
It's one of the only places in the state, right? Because we have a Democratic governor and we have a Democratic mayor. So there are only powers in Congress and Senate and state reps, right? Like, so
yeah,
they're not going to come to Milwaukee. See, the one thing about the state of Wisconsin is the state of Wisconsin is in no hurry to help Milwaukee with anything.
Hell no.
They feel like the state is so much bigger than Milwaukee. But I think if they really took into account that the majority of the tax revenue that this state receives that keeps it popping
exactly
is right here in southeastern Wisconsin.
Yeah, it's just wild that they don't think like that. But that's why Milwaukee.
Well, there's a reason, because there's some people there. Rhymes with lack.
This motherfucker.
That they want to hate so badly. Want to hate us. We should be your best friend. You should love us. What the fuck are you doing? How are you mad at it? I've often asked this question. I've posed this question a million times in a million different forums, different platforms. How is anybody in America mad at black people? How you don't like us?
They hate us, bro. They blamed us for Charlie Kirk.
Why? I'll say that again.
Fuck the niggers.
If there's white people listening, I say to you, I look you in your face and say, what we do to you? And you can't say, well, you guys are criminals and you kill each other and you steal from me. I would say, once again, they ain't got shit to do with you.
No, I'm sorry. They own all them numbers too, Kev. Don't have me pull that. Don't have me pull those.
I know that to be true. I'm just saying, if you ask one of them who will say they don't like us, and I've seen this before, where you got a racist, prejudiced white person, and you say, okay, you don't really upset me by saying nigger this, nigger that. I'm not really. That don't make me throw my lunch up. No. But I ask you this: why? Why don't you like black people? And you know what? I had an interesting experience when I was about 18, 19 years old. I was in North Dakota.
Yeah.
And I was picking up on some vibes from a dean. The dean was, I had a roommate. I don't want to make this story long. I don't want it to be too short so you can't understand it. I had a roommate, and he had gone into the student lounge and basically taken some furniture. Like because you're not supposed to do that. It's like couches, and say he put some of that shit in our room. Had no clue, didn't know what he was doing. And what should have been just a simple, hey, well, you found this furniture in your room. I don't know where it came from. I didn't put it in there. Take the shit. Instead, I was getting this weird energy off this dean. It was very crazy. And he was an older white man, and he was giving me fire. And I'm thinking in this position as a youngster, just there going to school, I think he thought I was supposed to be scared or intimidated, which I wasn't. So when he disrespected me and he tried to talk to me like I was, Chicken George or some motherfucking body, he had no clue who raised me. So I gave him 16 barrels of this shit. I mean, it went there. He tried to use profanity with me. I don't give a shit. He's like, whoa, hold the fuck on. Who the fuck? Now you done set it off. Long story short, right? Everybody's up in arms. My coaches, oh my God, you're gonna get kicked out of. Oh, you got to stand. You can't play on the team. You ain't standing in the dorms. They'll kick you out the dorms. That's the director. That's the dean of housing. How could you do this and that? I say, hey man, this motherfucker. I told him what he said to me. They was like, they almost dismissed. Like, no, Kevin, you still don't know. No, I'm telling you what he said to me. So I happened to go back. I happened to go back to his office because my coach is like, you got to go back and talk to him. When I walked in his office, first thing he did was apologize.
Exactly.
I'm gonna tell you why he said he was sorry. He said to me, I've always had a thing against African American males because a long time ago in Tampa, Florida, in the 1930s, a black man raped my great grandmother and traumatized her.
That probably didn't happen.
It ruined our family. I said the first thing you need to understand is it probably wasn't a brother, it was probably a white dude, and she lied. It was probably
Rosewood.
I said it was probably your uncle or probably even her daddy. Man, that motherfucker turned pink and purple. He said, but he had to apologize.
How dare you, monkey?
So once again, the point of that story is when you ask them, what so you don't like black people? No. Why? Tell me why you don't like us.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Somebody told me not to like y'all. It's that type of shit.
Here.
Earl Henning. Oh, this is Aaron Brown. He said, Earl Henning, Mr. Henning, I see you in the chat. Yes. We always welcome the Henning family. Rest in peace to Trail and Fat Man and Big Larry. Earl is Larry's brother, A Blast. So you were very familiar with the family as well. Earl Henning said, White Wisconsin, not Wisconsin.
Earl crazy. What up, Ewok?
Ewok says, productive people need those stamps. Trump bluffing. The stamps are coming. Even Trump's dumbass doesn't want the upper chaos that will want the super chaos that will happen. There's not enough jails in the U.S. to hold 40 million hungry people.
I disagree.
Ewok, well, see, that's once again, shout out to Ewok. Let me give him one of these.
I disagree.
Because part of this conversation of hunger pains is wrapped around that.
Distraction.
The potential stop of SNAP benefits, okay? Hunger pains, for real. Yeah. Like, it's already limited, but you're going to take away what's already there. And keep in mind, Tony Evers and the state of Wisconsin have sued Donald Trump's administration behind this. Because what they're saying is, even though this government shutdown can be blamed for it, there are funds that are in reserve allocated to provide this money, right? So there's that. But he said Trump's bluffing. From what I understand, it's not Trump's call necessarily, unless he's going to do one of his executive orders. But in reality, it's his cronies. It's people who he could say, hey, man, y'all go, which he should. He should say, go ahead, man, and y'all get this shit. There's no excuse for people to be hungry in this country. If you can sending, how much did they just send to Argentina?
40 billion. 20 billion in the first installment, and then something else for 20 billion as well.
It's 20 million and 20 million or something like that. It's
20 billion.
Was it billion or million?
I think it's billion. Let me look.
I thought it was million. I thought it was $40 million.
I hope it's 40 million, Kev, because if not, that's
still too much. That's still too much. Because let me tell you, you put that on top of the fact that how much did you just give to the Ukrainians? How much money have you done? How much money have you allocated for the Israeli war effort? We're talking hundreds of billions of dollars. And you're telling me as a country, people in this country will be hungry because everybody in the chat room saying it's billions. You might be right, Ian.
It actually, according to World Remit and Western Union and the Real Money Transfer, that is U.S. government provided a $20 billion currency swap, but there's a building attached to it that's another $20 billion. Oh, let me research that.
That's why they're saying 40. That's why they're saying 40.
That's exactly why they're saying 40 billion. You're absolutely right. That's exactly why they're saying that.
20 in cash and 20 in property.
God damn.
But at the same time, you refuse. Trump just turned down Wisconsin to get FEMA money.
Fuck Trump. I don't know how anybody can support this cocksucker at this point. Shit is wild. Fuck. Shit is wild as fuck, bro. Fuck out of here, old cocksucker motherfucker. I hate dude, dog. You know I hate that motherfucker. And I don't like his cronies either. Like these simpletons that don't. It's okay. I'm gonna shut up after this. It's three things that Trump supporters, that I'm talking about the people that double down and wear the red hat and all this nonsense. It's three things that they just don't understand. They don't understand the economy. They don't understand business and government and how it actually all works, because he didn't run on no policies. He ran on transgender shit and all of this other different bullshit, and they all voted for him because they didn't want to vote for a woman, or they hated gay people, or they hated trans people. That's how come. And I'm gonna stop saying motherfuckers I know is smart just because they did good in school that support this motherfucker. You laughing because you know exactly where I'm coming from. These motherfuckers are dumb, Kev, because this is obvious, bro. Is it just me, Kev, or is it obvious? Or I know you and I are intelligent, but damn, bro, is it not obvious? Because everybody on Outlaw Radio see the shit too. Everybody. Fuck out of here, man.
So when it comes down to our politics in this country, see, shit came to a head in America. And I know a lot of black people, especially my militant friends, don't really like to talk about this or really consider this, but black people made a lot of progress. Our ability to become a major part of this country just grew. Like we went through all these knots and these bumps. Eventually, we had a black president. He was black. He's a tether. Wasn't necessarily a foundational black American, but the sentiment was sent. And what happened is America came to a racial crossroads, because white people in this country looked around and said, hold the fuck on. These niggers have lost their mind. And what happened is a bunch of other minorities came with them. See, we talk about it's bad because everybody took advantage of civil rights when we were the ones who probably pushed the line far enough to make it happen. But it's actually a good thing because there's strength in numbers. So instead of you worrying about not discriminating against one group, now you have to worry about several groups: Asians, Latinos, gay people, Jewish people, women, right? So, and the thing is, it's that same question that you would ask anybody. If a gay man walked up to me right now and said, "You don't like gay people?" And just say, I wouldn't say this, but if you say, "Yeah, no, I don't like gay people," and he said, "Why? Why don't you like gay people?" Okay. And if you said, "I don't like gay men because they screw other men in their booty," that gay person will look at you and say, "But that has nothing to do with you." The same thing I just said to white people. They don't got nothing to do. I'm not trying to screw you unless you want me to, right? Type shit. Why do you, if Asians say, "Why you hate Asian?" Why? Now, if you could just say, "I just don't like anybody who's not me, who's different from me," then I would say, well, then you need to leave, because that is not the idea of America. That's not what it was established on, according to your forefathers. Maybe you need to go and read that Constitution or that fake ass Bill of Rights that they wrote. It was hypocritical from the start. But when you start saying, "I hate anybody who's not me," you shouldn't be in America. You should go to where you would fit in at is a country where they have tribes like Africa. Go to Africa and join a tribe. See, I'm a Tutsi. We ride on Zulus, right? Exactly. Because that's not what America's about.
Not at all. So these are not patriotic people at all, Kev. It's funny because they pretend that they are. They're not. During the civil rights movement, our people walked with American flags because they knew we built this motherfucker. That's the problem I have with all of this shit, dog. Like, damn, you got these dumbass house Negroes that's sucking Trump's dick every which way. And then you got all these other motherfuckers that just don't want to pay attention and be like, "Well, no, man, it's kind of frustrating. I don't want to discuss this shit." People need to stop normalizing this shit with Trump. These red hat wearing motherfuckers. They got to stop. And don't get me wrong, we don't like the Democrats like that either, but that's not the point. They not causing all the friction right now. It's these uninformed, uneducated ass MAGA dick sucking Trump loyalists.
Whatever. I would be very, very, very pleased if I ran across one Trump supporter who said, "No, I support President Trump and I am a Republican, but I can agree that his leadership and the way he's leading our country is very troublesome. This country is as collapsing around us. Our economy, our political system. If you live in a city, a major city, most of the time, and you tell me a city that's working efficiently, most of America's largest cities are shitholes. They're inefficient. They are segregated. They are bought and sold. They are compromised. You know what I'm saying? So we are these large cities. The tax revenue that comes from these areas, everybody can complain about them, but it feeds everybody.
Thank you.
It feeds everybody because you're getting way more tax revenue out the city of Milwaukee than you getting out of Waukesha or Kenosha.
Thank
now, even if you look here, Milwaukee has something like I don't know, what did they say it was? $6-7 million in unpaid parking tickets right now.
Yeah, that's fucking shit.
The city announcing that they're going to set the goal higher to write more tickets next year. Right? And they're now saying if you have tickets, they are in tow mode. They will tow your shit. You understand what I'm saying? So it's rough all the way around, and I don't understand why none of our leaders say, look, we got to stop putting so much goddamn pressure on the backs of the citizens. Once again, if you're not adding to, you're taking from. Somebody tell me where our leaders are adding to, because I don't see economic development plans. I see some grants that were given out, or some certain programs that say, here, take a little money, start a little small business, whatever. And shout out to you, you got that. But when I say economic empowerment, I'm talking about bringing some sort of facility that enriches the region.
Yes.
So that people from a 3-4 county radius can come and be gainfully employed, raise a family. You can't save money if you ain't making no money. And if you can't save money, you're not investing any money. So you will be forever left out of the economic development plan.
But Kev, I want to give some perspective to what you just said, because you touched on something that makes a lot of sense. We got the total amount of unpaid parking tickets in Milwaukee is nearly $41 million between 2018 to 2024. So they're saying that with this is according to the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel, and they don't be putting up no dumb shit. And real quick, on the TikTok channel, we got Jay Davis. He has a show on Creative Hustle. Amazing show. He's a comedian or whatever, but he's on there. Jay, if you can go to the Facebook page and go to Outlaw Radio, or my page is on there too, so you can check it out there. Continue success, brother. I love Creative Hustle. I'm sorry, Kev. Go ahead, man. But that's crazy. $41 million fucking dollars in 6 years. That's a lot of fucking money.
So I kind of undershot it because I was speaking from a 1 year thing. So thank you for that update.
That shit is wild though, bro. That's wild.
Because what are you writing? You're writing tickets. See, once again, this whole concept of writing tickets on streets that are paid for by the property tax levy, by taxpayers. You're taxing me to park on the street that you tax me to maintain. You will do all of these things. You will raise the cost of everything as opposed to bringing real economic development here. You have no clue how to do that. You are horrible. Y'all all collectively horrible. Brenda Peterson said she thought it was billions too. Y'all was right. Sometimes I see less zeros than I should. Erica Hunt said it was billions. Brenda Peterson said cocksucker is just what he is. I've never seen that man.
You laughed when I called him a cocksucker too. That's hilarious.
Usually black people don't call other people like that's not a black.
My grandmama do. She got rest her soul. She used to call everybody a cocksucker and drink her some vodka. She like, yo, cocksucking motherfucker.
that was one word that I saw my father. My mother and father used to kind of go at it sometimes, and my mother said that to my father one time because she knew for an old school cat it was a trigger. And he changed the air in the room real quick. Like, what the fuck you just say? And my mom's as tough as she can back the fuck up off that shit. Like, you heard me.
That shit wild,
say
that
shit again. When you see me suck a cock, I was like, oh, Lord, what is that? I'm like 9. Like, what? Wait, what's the cock? What is that?
Like, what is that, mom?
Right, mom. Anybody want to tell me what that means? Right. Landon said people are dumb as hell with a diploma. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't hear me. People say, Kev, you got this degree and you got that degree and you don't hear me really lean on them because, first of all, I know that I went to school with some people who were not that intelligent and they graduated. But intelligence is not necessarily linked to education.
No, not at all.
I think understanding is linked to education.
Exactly,
Because
brother.
I was smart before I went to college. When I went to college, it just made me understand how to enhance that. So I learned how to research. I learned where information was. I learned what precedents were set that I could draw off of. You learn. It was enriched. It wasn't put in. Like
You
I
didn't
didn't
have
go
Chat
in dumb.
GPT?
Huh?
You didn't have Chat GPT like my
Absolutely
employees
not.
use all the time?
We didn't even. You know what? I went to some undergrad was so long ago. We didn't even have the internet.
Exactly.
We didn't have the internet. I started college in 1994. We
God
still
damn.
in the library. We were still using the Dewey Decimal System.
Oh.
So,
hey, your birthday coming up. Quit telling motherfuckers how old you are,
I
because now
wouldn't
you
give a
telling how
fuck.
people how old I am.
It
Stop
is
it.
what it is, man. It is what it is, and I'm proud that I learned that way.
Me too. That's why we research.
Yeah, Erica Hunt said I feel like politicians need to stay out my bedroom, and doctors off. She said hashtag organic woman. So, okay, so politicians absolutely do, but when you have this fake kind of underbelly of there's supposed to be some morality in this, because they run and say, you hear a lot of them, they use that word Christian. They'll say God-fearing man.
Yeah, they do.
And I'm like, do you understand what that means? Like, what God? What God you talking about? Because it's really only one, and he ain't with the shit you be doing. So
hell no. Deporting people with no due process. Get the fuck out of America.
People are salty on Christianity because a lot of people feel like this is the white man's religion. This is the religion that they gave us to make us slaves and this kind of thing.
Exactly.
That's a whole other show, right?
That is.
That's a whole other thing. I think your religion and your spirituality is entirely personal. I think that's between you and whoever it is that you look up to as a deity. But that's once again a different discussion. But you're right, Eric. I think we start talking about politics. It shouldn't be a situation where anything I do in my bedroom with another consenting adult has anything to do with anything. As long as it's a consenting adult. Now if his kid's involved or somebody getting hurt. Yeah. But if that person who's getting hurt is saying, no, I like it like this, once again, mind your business, right? So, and some of us that, once again, you don't even want to know. You don't want to know. I don't want to know what my partners do in the bedroom. That's that maturing as a man is getting away from locker room talk, right? Like, because when you're young, you're in the locker room, you look, man, yeah. Now when you're married, you got a family, you shouldn't be coming in with the fellas talking about, man, I had my wife jacked up last night. No, that should not be part of your conversation.
To tell cats about your sexual activities with your wife is wild fucking work.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's bad.
Or your girl, at a certain age, your girlfriend, whoever, like,
well, you know what I mean? I'm just saying in general.
Yeah, in general, like, you shouldn't be. Now, if you want to say, man, that girl keep me up all night, or man, she'll tear me down, whatever. But
my wife is amazing. My girl,
and a lot of times you ain't even got to just say, man, shit, man, you can leave it at that. We do that with conversation, like, man, you know what? I ain't gonna even tell y'all. Just know this.
I ain't leaving. I ain't coming out Saturday for just because I'm not leaving the crib.
I slept good last night. I slept like a baby.
Exactly.
He said, Landon Dedman said America's a dirty country. I think all countries are dirty. I don't think there's a country that has no blood on its hands. Like, I hear people say, I'm gonna leave America because America's dirty.
Exactly.
But what country will you go to that has no dirt? There's no country that hasn't done something egregious to carve out a niche for itself. Earl Henning, he's in the chat room. He said, well, we don't have good food stores in the hood. Yeah, there's food deserts, and they've closed down strategically your pick and saves and your, there's the mom and pop grocer.
That shit dead.
Been gone because Arabs came in and the bologna is 9 months old and the vegetables are, heaven knows. They can give a shit less. They don't even eat pork, but they sell us cracklings. Make it make sense. Ewok said, my grandmama called all of us cocksuckers, boys or girls. Wow.
His grandmama where my grandmama from, Tennessee. That's where the whole family started.
Okay, because I know that word is like, no, in our house, it was like, You didn't say that. You didn't say that.
Yeah, that shit's so
I
offensive.
made that known early. Landon Dedman said, "Real talk." Erica Hunt said, "Yeah, I had to put my headphones on because I had bunny ears, kids around me." Yeah, I mean, the government oversteps its bounds in a lot of ways. And some of it might be because I think regulation needs to happen. If we just said you can do whatever you want in your bedroom with a consenting adult, somebody would go get an 18-year-old squirrel and have sex with it and say it's grown. It didn't say no, right? Like, so there may need to be some regulation for some things, man.
Negro, I'm fucking drinking a little bit right now. It's been a long week. He said an 18-year-old squirrel.
Hey, he's grown. He's grown. Yeah. Like, I ain't heard nobody. I'm just saying, man, regulation, like when people act like we should live in this lawless society. I don't want to live in a lawless society. But let everything be distributed evenly and equally. And when we talk about the laws in our country, we know that us as minorities, there's some disparities. Even in our conviction rates and in our so-called justice system. So
don't even get that conversation started.
Yeah, which is another thing that some people say, no, that's not true, but it's something that you can't deny because all you got to do is pull up the info. When we talk about hunger pains, man, Ewok, you made a great point. When people get desperate and they run out of options, especially in America, they're going to wild out. And I don't know if our politicians are smart enough to take all this into account and say, hey, we probably need to do something for these poor people. Because the examples of wealth are, it's like we used to have this joke when I was in elementary school. They say you running through Ethiopia with a cheeseburger in your hand. Remember they used to show the back in the days, We Are the World, and they like flies and shit like that. We used to say, man, that's dumb as running through Ethiopia with a cheeseburger in your hand, right?
They hungry as fuck.
Well, and it was a metaphor for you're waving what you have in front of a bunch of desperate people. So
right,
if the wealthy in this country can ride around and live a certain life, and you snatched all resources from the poorest people, they are then going to start fucking the people who have it up. They're going to cross that line. They're going to say we have no other choice. So
it's coming, bro.
Some of his cronies should be saying, hold on, man. Hold on, Jizzle. Let's get this straight. Let's they call him DJ. They call him DJ. Donald Jizzle. That's him.
That's what you and Taylor.
Yeah, it's Jizzle. That's Donald Jizzle Trump, man.
I got responses to that particular one, that video that I put the clips up where you called him Jizzle, and I put that in with the text thread. People were like, "What?" I had people messaging me like, "What the hell?" I said, "Don't ask me. Watch the fucking show." He's the one that made that crazy shit up.
That's what the J stands for.
Donald Jizzle Trump.
Donald Jizzy Jizzle Trump. Like, that's his hood name. That's his hood name, the Big Jizzle, right?
The Big Jizzle.
Jizzle. Yeah, man. So the shyster in the hood, but
God, that's.
I mean, I think we can look forward to chaos. I like you can't, and this is always look at our mayor, and I think it's funny. You on one hand, you're saying we want the violence to stop, we want the dysfunction to stop, but you're not doing anything to address poverty. And I don't know if he understands there's a correlation between the two. Poverty and crime, they hold hands at the dance. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know why he thinks he can give out a grant here and have a community here and a community event here and a block party here and give out some hot dogs, and people still going home in situations where there's no power. Right? They've been evicted 7 or 8 times. They are nomads in the same community. There are kids right now who you would say, because you ask me where I grew up, and I say I grew up on 17th and Capitol. I lived in the same house my entire life. You have kids who will say, I'm from the Burleigh area, because they've lived in multiple properties in and throughout this neighborhood for the majority of their life. You know what I'm saying? Because mama was moving here, moving there, moving here, moving there. Go
Well,
ahead,
well,
bro.
to add context to what you said, because I like to do that. Okay, I'm gonna read this, and I don't know if a lot of people understand this. I know our audience understand this, but people that might be tuning in that don't really know, Milwaukee has quote unquote a high poverty rate. That's obvious, but it says we are ranking. The city of Milwaukee is ranking second amongst major U.S. cities with a rate of 24.6% of the city population. So that goes to what you were saying about Chevy. Just it's not that he's a bad guy, but he doesn't invite. Like for instance, I'll give myself and use myself as an example. Kevin, I would not with the current leadership, I would not open a business in Milwaukee because one, all the taxes for everything would be high. And in addition to not opening a business in Milwaukee, period, it just seems like with the high crime rate as well, bro. And I know that they're short staffed with police officers. It just doesn't seem like a viable investment for anyone. Like, I mean, what do you think about that, bro? Because I mean, would you want to start something right in the heart of the city? And if you did, what type of business would you start?
So let's talk about the heart of the city.
Okay.
Let's talk about what does that consist of, especially as far as business, industrial, property where you can really start a business. We have a corridor. We have a 35th Street corridor.
Yeah, for sure.
Which used to be a conduit.
I remember that.
The trains that serviced multiple manufacturing hubs up and down through it.
You talking about Master Lock and shit too, right?
Well, like it went through the whole area.
Okay. All I had to refresh my brain.
Manufacturers had access to the 35th Street corridor.
That's true.
There's a group that is supposedly dedicated to developing the corridor, and they've been funded for years, but it's not developed. Now, if you're not familiar with this, you're talking about taking a trip through the central city. So you're going to cross all of the major streets, Burleigh Center, all the way to the east side, all the way to the south side, Buffalo, Cherry. The 35th Street corridor ran across the entire city. You have Central City, which is used to be A.L. Smith's area. Right. They're also on that line. So if we're going to develop for industrial purposes, we have to focus on that area first. Most of that property is still vacant. There are industrial facilities in central Milwaukee that have been vacant for the better part of 40 years.
That's
and
wild,
some more than that. Nobody can remember when they were open. Nobody can remember when they were functioning. They have just sat there. So if we're going to talk about industrial development, we have to go and sit down with industrialists. I question whether or not our mayor has a Rolodex with billionaires, industrialists, to say, hey, I want to come up with a plan to develop because we have this property. I'm gonna give you a tax break. I'm gonna make sure that we secure your facility. It's gonna be one of our priorities. And we have the people who want to work. We sit on a Great Lake, right? The Mississippi River is not far from us.
No,
we're not far from Canada. You know what I mean? We used to be Milwaukee used to be referred to as the toolbox of the world.
Yes.
Everything was here.
Yes.
Now, if I was the mayor, I would say, enough of these small time ass, fake ass anti-violence initiatives that I keep promising that never have come. I'm about to get my ass on a plane and go and meet with some industrialists. See, we don't have a main product. We used to be the beer capital of the world, right?
Yes, sir, we were.
We're the dairy state. Our dairy used to be our bell cow.
Not anymore.
Now, what do we have? Cranberries. A lot of people don't know that. There's still some dairy manufacturing. We have microbreweries now. This is not Brew City no more. It's Boo City, if anything, because it has no real product. We need a linchpin product. We need to say manufactured in Milwaukee. This is our special. We used to have A.L. Smith. We used to have we have Allen Bradley. We used to have Johnson Controls. We used to have Falk. We had all these companies that were renowned. My father worked at Bucyrus area. You know what they built? These big ass mining machines. Caterpillar has bought them now and it's gone through some changes. But they used to make these machines. That's where they came. They were manufactured in South Milwaukee and they were sent all over the world. What product are we manufacturing now? What industry are we tied to? Like Detroit is still known as Motor Town, because of automobiles were their bell cow. What is ours now? Because it's not beer anymore. So what is it? We had 7 breweries that employed thousands of people.
Yes.
All gone except for Miller, who's owned by South African breweries. I mean, come on, man. Yeah, okay. So
white South Africans. I just got to add that for context.
Yeah, Mandela, right? Mandela.
Milwaukee Tool. When you put Milwaukee products up, Milwaukee Tool, but Google probably just thinks I'm looking for tools. But
okay, so they have a corporate headquarters that they were building, that they've built downtown. I don't know that they have a warehouse or a factory, and I ain't talking about in some far off town. I'm saying in the city of Milwaukee or in Milwaukee County, so that a person can get there. Okay. Now, once again, if you know more than me, please enlighten me. I don't want to be the ass that's talking. You don't know what the fuck you talking about. Please enlighten me. If you know Milwaukee has a manufacturing facility, I'm not talking about the corporate headquarters, because when I talk about that middle class, we're not working in that corporate headquarters unless we're security guards, janitors, parking attendants, maintenance people. That's when you say corporate headquarters, that means executives work there. I don't know no brother who works for Milwaukee Tool. And if you do,
me
please.
neither.
I'm talking about on the executive level. All right.
No, me neither.
Okay.
Not one.
So, nope. Landon Dedman, he said definitely. He said the inner city has a sore eye. Yeah, it's under development. It's letting this shit exist for years, and no mayor has the temerity.
What the fuck word was that?
He doesn't have the ability.
Motherfucker.
He doesn't have the ability to go out and say, hey, can I get a meeting with you? I mean, I'm gonna go to business conventions. I'm gonna attract. Every time I'm the mayor and I meet somebody from out of this state who's a business person, I'm saying, hey man, we want to do business. Milwaukee wants to be in business. We want to do business with y'all. We looking for an industry. I look at the Twin Cities, man. The one thing they did way better than us is when the industrial collapse came, they jumped into the service industry. 3M, all kinds of factories just flourished. And their economy, that's why it's right now still way better than ours. You go there right now and you see something being built. You go back in a year, it's going to be 12 other projects. I drive through there now, like, I remember I first started coming up here, there was nothing here. It's a whole development. They got a train. They have a train. It doesn't go in a circle. It goes across St. Paul and across Minneapolis.
You know what, Kev? What's funny about what you said, I don't think people grasp exactly what you're saying unless you've seen it. I have seen it recently within the past 24 months because I was in Salt Lake for a while working, but I had to go to Minneapolis for about 3 weeks working. And what Kevin is talking about, everybody, this is not an exaggeration. If you look the numbers up for Minneapolis and the St. Paul, the Twin Cities, they are the top 5 most in. That's why I like Tim Walz a lot. As far as from a business standpoint, how they operate it, dude, they're like top 5 most successful places in the whole country to work, to have a stable job. And far as the environment, far as the state and everything else, people just love it there. The one thing that people hate is obviously the cold. That's it. And fuck the Vikings. But outside of that, you know what I'm saying? That's it.
Well, I'll tell you, man, that stadium is in downtown Minneapolis. It's a revenue generator.
Oh my Lord.
The Minnesota has a stadium on the University of Minnesota in Minneapolis. Has their own stadium downtown, basically Minneapolis. Shit. Okay. Yeah. The Twins have their own stadium, right? The Timberwolves have their own stadium, and this is all in the city. So there's that, right? So we talk about development. Now, Now we know I'm familiar with. I got homies. Shout out to my homies in North Minneapolis. There's
Yeah,
some
for sure.
there's some issues in North Minneapolis, and there's
Yeah,
some
for
issues
sure.
in St. Paul and some of the urbanized areas. But those issues are kind of akin to the same issues that Black communities face all around this country.
Yeah,
Talk about
absolutely.
crime and talk about violence and stuff like that. So I don't want to paint a picture that this is follow the yellow brick road. I'm just saying in terms of economic development, you can look at this city and say,
Damn.
maybe the mayor needs to go over there and just chill for about 3 months.
Yeah, and watch what they do.
Watch what they do.
Yeah, watch what the fuck they do.
Bring some of that shit back, right? Mama Jenkins is in the chat room. She said the heart of the city used to be family supporting union jobs. There's nothing here, and its leadership is not concerned about economic development. Well, certainly not when it comes to us. I don't see I don't see us being a priority. I mean, we make up 44% of this city, but I don't feel like we're a priority for the city. We spend more money than anybody. When you need some money for something, you tax us first, but we just don't seem like we're a priority. You know what I mean?
No.
And I think that's something that we as voters should probably be more aware of. So when it comes time to punch the ticket, we can say, nah, we forgive, but we don't forget. Erica Hunt said Harley Davis. Yeah, Harley Davidson is a great thing, but it's not, especially in his position now, because Harley Davidson has had financial struggles over the years, marketplace struggles, because it's so many different motorcycles now. Harley is a brand. It's a viable brand. Don't get me wrong. Harley can only employ so many people. They're not one of those region changing businesses.
They also outsource, just for the record.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know, and once again, if you got a job there and you say, bullshit, Kev, I make plenty of money. Okay, shout out to you. This is not, I don't think from an economic standpoint, Harley energizes this region enough. And I say that because we still have problems with our economy here. See, most of our problems are problems because of a lack of generated tax revenue. And you know how you create tax revenue? You give people jobs. When people are gainfully employed, they pay taxes, right? So
that's why Milwaukee used to flourish, brother. That's why Milwaukee.
Right, because it wasn't just Harley. It was a bunch of. I remember when American Motors was on East Capitol. They made
my
cars.
mama worked there, bro.
They made cars.
Thank you.
For all y'all who go down to Walmart on East Capitol now, and I know y'all ain't old as me. Some of you all are. That was all factories. I remember Coke was down there. There was a dairy plant down there, a dairy processing plant. Yep. It was mostly industrial, and American Motors sat on that corner and occupied that whole space for 70 years. And people raised families, purchased homes. Like families were able to survive off of that. Mama G in the chat room saying Milwaukee has the most black leadership since it's been a city, and it's the worst. You know what, Mama Jenkins? I'm glad you said that, because that's something that a lot of us need to accept. You know, we have to hold this L.
Yeah.
Black Milwaukee, you got to hold this L, because what do we always want? We want people who look like us, right? What have we gotten as a result of people who look like us in positions? Don't worry, I'll wait. It seems like everything is worse. It's like you in the field and you say, man, put them white folks back in charge. I never thought I'd hear myself say that.
Y'all sounded like the Hodgkin twins, them two light-skinned house niggas.
They're the white people when you need them. I'm bullshitting. But we got all black leadership and it's failing. What the fuck? What's next?
Oh my God, that's funny.
What's next? Like, it's wild. Earl Henny said Milwaukee Tool is off 124th from Capitol Drive up the street from Home Depot. Milwaukee Tools. That they manufacture tools. Okay, is this you're saying Milwaukee Tools has a factory off 124th and Capitol Drive? He's saying.
I'm gonna look really quick because I think he's talking about Milwaukee Tools. Which
not
makes
Milwaukee.
No, not Milwaukee. He's talking about the tool.
Two different companies? Is this two? Because we talking about the brand Milwaukee Tools, who make the drills and all of that.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's what he's referring to, because I had mentioned that too, and we said there's no black executives there, and I think that's accurate because I don't know any, and I know a few people that work there.
Okay, I would like to know how the size of it and how many people work there.
They're in Brookfield. I just googled it, and yeah, he's right. They're right there. So I mean, if they're there and they're in Brookfield, so they're paying a decent lease amount. So it says that a specific location is not identified by Google search results, but then they show a picture right next to it. So they said Milwaukee Tool was last sold for $626.6 million. It did start in Milwaukee, for the record, though.
Okay.
So I mean, that's one business, but that doesn't affect us. It doesn't help us at all.
Well, I think it was because I said I did criticize them for having a corporate headquarters, and I said we're not working there. So I think his point is they do have a factory that somebody could probably get a job at. But I would bet beans to barley that there's not a lot of us working in that plant, because what happens is when something does, and that's not in Milwaukee, by the way, that's Brookfield. That is not. It's easy to get to. Don't get me wrong. But I'm talking about all of the space we have for industrial development in the city, Earl. But that's a good one. And if you need a job, jump on there and see if you can get hired, because based on where it's at, they're going to hire all those people from those outer regions, from those wild counties, Washington, Ozark, and Waukesha, as opposed to us. I'd like to know how many of us are working there.
Okay, really quick, I looked that up. It said as of 2022, a Zippia analysis reported that Black or African employees make up, and I'm not surprised by this now that I'm seeing this, 20% of Milwaukee Tool's workforce. You know how we are with tools in our hands and being in the service.
Not at that plant, but overall.
Overall, it said now management representation, the same analysis, the same company that did it. It says the Black employees constituted for 11% of the company's management team, and there's millions of people that work there. Or excuse me, I'm not sure how many. Let me get that right. It's rated 4 out of 5 stars. Huh?
You said 20%. That's paltry. 20%?
Yeah, I mean, it's a quarter.
It's not even a quarter. That's 20 cents. That's less than 25. A quarter is 25 cents. What the fuck?
I was expecting 2 to 3%, just because I know. That's what I was expecting.
If we looked at their administrative or executive positions, I bet you we'd be like 2-3%.
No, it says 11.
11. Okay, it's paltry too. 11%.
Fuck yeah, it is.
Oh man.
Whatever. Yeah.
Brenda Peterson said we sure do. I think she's agreeing with me when I was talking about the Twin Cities economy. Landon said, remember A.L. Smith? Scratching my head. Yes, I grew up on Capitol Drive.
Exactly, Landon.
I grew up on Capitol Drive. So A.L. Smith was to the west, American Motors was to the east, right? Mm-hmm. And it was factories it was jobs, because those factories tend to bring more machine shops, more welding shops. Like you have more auto shops. Like it feeds the region. That's what I'm saying. Does your business feed the region? The auto industry didn't just make cars. All of a sudden, you had tire factories. You had the AC Delcos. You had the people who made the components that you needed for the cars. It fed the region. Brenda Peterson said, Ian, you might want to walk that comment back in regards to Walls. I don't know if he's too popular over there right now.
No, and you know what? And Brenda's right, though. What I was saying, Brenda, in regard to Walls is because when he was running, they had you know what I'm saying, Minnesota was doing very well in regard to people happy to be employed and all that other stuff. But really quick, all right, Milwaukee Tool has 9,100 employees globally. So we about
9,100?
That's it. I know that's small as hell, dog. That's exactly what it says. And it says they're a major employer in the manufacturing industry. So with that said, so we only about 1,000 people.
But that's so if there are only 9,100 employees, this is once again a business that's not, for me, not region changing. It's not like I'm talking about Miller or how Paps or Slits was, or, you know, like I said, Bucyrus area.
Not at all.
No, so it's not even on that level.
It's
so whatever they're doing right now,
they don't even got 10,000 employees globally.
So whatever they're doing right now, shout out to them, right?
Yeah, that's wild work. I didn't even
shit in the hood though.
No, like that's wild.
Fuck the bullshit. Build something in the hood. I don't want to hear that. To build a warehouse.
Never.
Come on, man. There has to be an investment. Where all the tax revenue is generated, there's investment needed. Brendan said he kind of dropped a bomb today. Check out our news today. Fry, Little Buddy, and Carter all make about the same. He needs to catch up.
What?
Okay. She's talking about Waltz, I think.
Oh, we gotta look at that shit.
Erica Hunt said that's why I'm union strong.
That's a different debate.
I know, Erica. Erica gonna stand up for that union, but you know,
I love Erica. Erica, by the way, I sent you that link for the Fox News story that you asked for earlier. I sent it to your DM.
Hey, it's Outlaw Radio on a Wednesday evening, man. The Hump Day edition,
Wow,
Outlaw
bro.
Radio. Hunger Pains. 262-202-5131. You can call up, jump on the line. You can get in the chat room. It's myself and my brother Ian Jordan. What's going on, Ian?
Okay, we don't want to lose anybody or whatever because we vibing right now with the political talk. But I got to talk about something very serious, and it's the fact that our Green Bay Packers act like they trying to kill us because these motherfuckers. Did you watch the Pittsburgh game, bro?
I watched every Packer game for the last 30 years.
Bro.
Turn your device down, please.
Yes.
Go ahead. Not you. I'm talking to the caller.
Oh, bro. That could have went ugly. This is how good the Packers are. Remember at one point that game, because I was with a client. So we were watching it, and at one point that game looked real fucking close. And then it wasn't. They switched. They switched what they were doing defensively, and it just seems like with Jordan Love specifically, man. And that's funny because I used to communicate with him because I don't know if you know that his father killed himself. Right. And he actually followed some of our stuff on social media. So I had a line to him. My mom used to pray for him and everything. We talked for a while, but he changed his social media. But the thing about Jordan, which is cool, is he's ready for the moment. And I got one thing to add. 27 years old. Brett Favre got his first Super Bowl, and so did Aaron Rodgers. And they kept bringing that up on the broadcast. I know you saw that. So it's kind of like I'm really expecting them to do well this year, man. I picked the Brewers to go to the World Series early on in the season, and I fell one series short. I think the Green Bay Packers got a real shot to go to the Super Bowl. I really do. I just think it has nothing to do with Micah Parsons. I just think it's that whole defense and how they do things. They need help with the secondary a little bit, but those safeties are good. But Green Bay going to be a problem, dog, because what they don't do well with the cornerbacks specifically, they do well everywhere else. And Micah Parsons rushing the quarterback, I think that really, dude, they're going to be decent, man. What do you think? You played fucking football.
I have a lot to say about the Packers, but I'm not going to say it now.
Okay, I got you.
Because I think that has to be placed after all the most important things are discussed. I'm a football fanatic.
They're impressive, Kev.
Football saved my life, but I have to put that at the back of I have to put that down on my talking points by the verses. That's not something I'm going to open up with. That's something I'm going to put down there. We can get to the Packers in a second because even for me, Jordan Love being a black man is something that I have a serious kind of thing with too. But I don't want to. I got a caller. Let me get to the caller.
Yeah, for sure.
Caller, what it do?
What it do, Outlaws? How y'all doing today?
We're tight.
Erica?
What's going on, Erica?
So, Ian, I appreciate you sending me that link, but that's not the link I was asking for. I'm a little jealous that you made it with the Zoom link before I did, but it's okay. I'm still pretty. You don't have to have me on your camera.
Wait, what's going on now? Hold on. I missed this last statement. Is this something I don't know about? What link are we talking about?
Yeah, the link. I've been asking you for the link. You suggested one time you was going to send me the link so I could be on the show. And
StreamYard.
For me, Kevin.
Wait. So this is you wasn't even talking to Ian. You was talking to me. Send me the link.
I thought she was talking to me.
I thought she was too when she said, I'm like, Ian, what you supposed to send her? No, but see, Erica, this is something that's different. This is something that's different from that. Like not you've been on the show before, but this is not. He's not a guest. He's actually a co-host now. So it's not necessarily send me a link, Kev. I'm doing the show. He gets a link automatically because he's part of the show. But listen, we'll bring you on. I ain't like that. You ain't. Okay. It ain't like that, Erica. Well, look, we gonna bring you. We gonna send you a link
every day.
I
want the link.
We gonna send you a link next week. How about that? We gonna send you a link. You come on the show next week.
I got worksite leaders training next week.
Well, I'll tell you
No,
what.
over.
You let me know when you're ready, and then we'll send you a link so you can come on and pop your shit.
That's
I'm
dope.
definitely gonna pop my shit about the contract that I ratified within the next month.
Shit.
Oh, I know that ain't Sean calling in.
But see,
I
Erica.
think you in the street, big dog.
Erica, gangster, Kev.
Erica, there's one thing about getting a link, though. There's one thing, and I'll have to tell anybody this. There's a certain discipline when you get a link and you're live on the panel because you have to play well with others sometimes. And you sometimes get a little agitated and you might go ham, and I might have to dip. I don't like to dip people. So, you know, that's why I say for to be actually get a link, it's a certain amount of nom de cure that you have to have.
He was gonna send the hood after Orlando last week, and granted, I feel her on that shit because I done been there. But
Orlando got a link coming. He was supposed to be here tonight, but he didn't reach out to me. I told Orlando I'm going to send him a link, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because Ian, you put so many videos out with, and it looked like I was just straight clowning him.
You wasn't. It wasn't even you.
No, but I'm just saying there was some that were specifically like, oh, watch Kevin Barnes cook, or like, and he was feeling a certain kind of way, like, yo, like what's going on? And I'm
hold on. When you done, I'm gonna respond to that because this is the thing, though. Like, all jokes aside, like, I used to have a lot of love for Orlando and all this shit, but like, he went too far with the kids and everything. And this ain't 20 years ago, man. I'm a civilian. I ain't even mad at the nigga. But the problem with that is, and I really believe this about a lot of Trump supporters, like, I could forgive and forget. I'm not like that because I know he ain't malicious. He done met my kids. He don't hate RJ and Emerson. It ain't like that. But the thing is, though, Orlando knows this because we had conversations. Like, you can just Google my family. You can Google Jerry Walker. You can Google my family. You know where I come from. So that kind of disrespect ain't cool. But bypass all that because we adults. My point in bringing that up is these Trump supporters really can't stand on a lot of their positions. That's why he got mad, because when I was picking out the clips, it's not taking anything out of context. It's just when you're on a roll, and that's what I do as far as your co-pilot, and you as the captain, and this is your format. I see what you do well. I know exactly what you do. But the thing is, though, bruh, you be cooking. And if you're cooking, you got to be able to defend your positions. Like, if Orlando was cooking, I would put him up there. But sometimes he don't be cooking. He be saying shit.
No, my point is that I promised him a link.
He should have been on here tonight.
I promised him a link because of that. Now, I got Sean Moore on the line. Sean, is you with us? Did you drop? Sean Moore was on the line. I was trying to bring him in, and
my fault.
Hold on. So hold on. Y'all just made my phone have a seizure.
I got people on TikTok trying to join. I don't think they understand that we on Facebook and YouTube. I'm just doing this so people can understand.
All you got to do is share the Facebook link with them.
Yeah, I did.
Now let me see. I'm trying to get Sean in here. My phone is starting to act light skinned.
Hey man, we had the CEO of Creative Hustle.
I gotta be light skinned though.
Cause you know how light skinned people be acting. You know how y'all be acting. Hold on. They think they better than everybody.
Defend myself.
Right.
I know how to cuss people out very respectfully and politely.
Sean Moore.
Erica, you a gangster. Quit playing.
But this is ridiculous. Y'all know what? Hold on. Let me do
this. Fucking up tonight because it was doing that a few weeks ago too.
It does this sometimes. It does. Let me reset the phone, y'all. Let me reset the phone, and I'll tell y'all exactly when the line opens right back up. I'm resetting the phone because Sean was supposed to call in. He has some information for us. In the meantime, I'm gonna go to the chat room.
Yeah.
She said there's nothing in the Master Lock building. There's nothing in the Briggs and Stratton building on Burleigh. Harley on Capitol is nothing but a warehouse now. What about the fire truck with a broke down tire on a tow truck? Damn. I didn't see that, Mama Jenkins. I didn't see it. I
love Mama Jenkins.
I didn't see it. But
she got Orlando.
She just talked about, like, okay, so I guess with Milwaukee Tool, it was an example, but maybe wasn't the best example because they do have a factory in Brookfield. I still don't think that's Milwaukee, and I still don't think, but they have so few employees. They're not a region, they're not a regional like factor. But Mama Jenkins, she's kicking the real when she's saying we have Master Lock, which was supposedly had been purchased, right? We do have there's spaces that look at Central City. Like this should be a hub for distribution centers, or I mean, you have Talgo, but this should be a busy situation. Like y'all want to know that, like the city actually occupies most of Central City, where they keep its facilities. They keep trucks and shit there.
Milwaukee is perfect, bro, for so many different reasons. I wish I had like maybe 15 million, like liquid. Like if I was liquid 15 million, it's so many different things I could think of to do in Milwaukee to where we can make a ton of money. But it's like if you're not liquid like that and you don't have business partners like that, that's why we got so many vacant buildings and everything here. That's why we had to open our business in Arizona, because it's just as far as the taxes and the corporate tax and everything for statewide is so much lower than in Milwaukee. Like it's wild in Milwaukee. Excuse me, in Wisconsin. It's just wild, bro. Like I don't know, man. I love Milwaukee, man. It's just difficult to do business there unless you're a major corporation. You know what I mean? It really is. And with the political landscape and how things are ran, like you got the mayor, he doesn't seem too inviting the business. You know what I mean? Like I got friends that own businesses, but they own businesses all outside of Milwaukee County. I got a buddy that owns a business. He owns Cook Automotive. That's in Brookfield or whatever. It's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I can't even talk about it. Like you were telling me the other night about a couple of your friends in regard to the whole business aspect of Wisconsin and Milwaukee, but it's just like, damn, bro, like what if I had to ask you, Kev, if you can just pull a genie out of a bottle and make a wish, what business specifically would you bring to Milwaukee to kind of take it to the next level? What could come there within the first quarter? Not necessarily see a profit, but within the first quarter could make people want to come out to it and really just be like, okay, this is it. Ooh, this is Milwaukee, because we don't have breweries or anything like that anymore, because you made a good point. What do you think? What would be your business of choice?
First, let me catch the chat room and I'll answer your question.
Okay, for sure.
Earl Henning said American can, yeah, which was on Teutonia. Mama Jenkins said Milwaukee Tools got a brand new facility in Grenada, Mississippi. I see it when we go home to Kosciuszko.
Oh, Mama Jenkins from Kosciuszko. Okay. My family from Louisville. A lot of my family from Louisville.
My family is from Kosciuszko as well.
Yes.
She said in 1981, Briggs had 11,000 employees and A.O. Smith had 9,577.
My mama worked there too.
That's right. We're talking about 30. There was hundreds of thousands of jobs lost during that collapse. Sean said, what up, family? Men's mental health breakfast this weekend. Sign up on Eventbrite. Sean, I want you to call back. I think I got the phone straight. I think the phone is open, y'all. Earl Henning said electricity is always needed. I'm good.
Yeah, he must be an electrician. Yep.
Sean Moore said, hey, mommy, speaking of Mama Jenkins, he said, you about to fall short. 242, bro. I don't know what he's talking about. Maybe talking about my phone.
I don't either. I love when I see them comments. I don't know what the fuck that means.
Sean is a little impatient. Sean, if you still listening, hit us back. Listen,
please.
Act like I got the truth budget, y'all. If y'all want to see me with a better phone, I keep telling y'all, hit the Cash App. I'll go buy a brand new one tomorrow. Bang that Cash App. Everything will get better. Computers, cameras, everything. Promise you. Let me see. Sharita Shaw, how you doing, Sharita?
Hey, Sharita.
How you doing? She said, hey, Outlaw family, how you doing, my sister? Welcome to the show. Landon said, my dad retired from Briggs. Erica said, I hung up on her. I didn't hang up on me. I hung up on her. Yeah, my phone dropped the call. So I don't. Yeah. If I hang up on you, you'll know. Like, if I'm going to hang up on you, I'm going to say, man, I'm not going to. Sometimes I can get 8 people in the chat room on my phone. Yeah, sometimes I can't get but 3. So, it is what it is. Need a better phone. Hit the Cash App. It's at the bottom of the screen. Yeah. Landon Dedman said it should be called Vacant Wisconsin. Well, there's a purpose. I don't think anything is done accidentally. I think that there are people who don't want to see Milwaukee get a little too big for its britches.
Nope.
When you talk about us having these tremendous disparities economically, and then you have something like the Wild Counties that are right adjacent to us, and they have some of the highest median incomes in the country. And
they went Democrat too, by the way.
And it's so funny that when white flight happens, when open housing is passed in 1967, 68 in Milwaukee, and we get a chance to move above Walnut, move north of Walnut. Then all of a sudden there's this white flight, and all of a sudden these surrounding places that was farms and greenhouses and train depots become economic powerhouses. It shows you that white people, when they move somewhere, there's a concentration of resources that is placed there. They become the priority of that region. And as much as we occupy, as much space as we occupy in this city, we're not the priority.
No,
and that should change. And you know, it's funny that I see politicians, and this fucking pisses me off. Excuse my language. It pisses me off every time I see a politician, and that person is a person of color, and they say, "Well, what are you going to do for people of color?" And they say, "I'm not going to do anything for people of color." Turn your device down. Turn your device down, please.
I could even hear that shit. That shit loud as hell.
And this is my thing with even with somebody like Obama. I say, if I'm in that position, I say, of course I'm going to do something for black people. I'm going to do something for Asian people. I'm going to do something for Latino people. I'm going to do something for white people. I'm doing something for everybody. I'm a fucking elected official. But instead they run and say, I ain't just a black people president. Stop it with the bullshit. Shine Moore, while we got you here in the phone, before the phone drops you again.
What up,
What's
Sean?
going on, my brother? How you doing, man?
What up, family? What's happening, man? Yeah, what's on with that phone, man? I told you about buying phones from
that nigga asked you quick.
Right. And me quickly, and I can't even count all the times he called here with that gas station headset on and we couldn't hear shit he was saying, but it's cool. It's cool. It's cool.
Didn't you say he had a Bluetooth for a pack of Marlboros? You said some crazy shit like
Newport. It was Newports. You know, you save 20 packs and you get a free Bluetooth. That's what he had.
Sean, don't let him do it.
First of all, I want to say rest in peace to the homie Benny, man. I seen that the homie Benny passed.
Yeah, man.
I seen that. And I know this is a neighborhood thing. It's one of, and I'm not gonna sit up here and say that I used to sit at his house or he used to sit at mine. But the one thing I know about him is, if you grew up in our area, you knew his face. You were familiar with his face, and I don't care wherever the family was, wherever it was an event that was related to the family, that dude's face was there. And so when I first moved out here on the west side, and I was in the liquor store one day, and he came in and he was looking at me, and I was looking at him like, I know this dude from somewhere. And he was looking at me the same way. Don't know my name. I don't know his name, right?
Right.
He went to the cooler. He came back up to me. He said, "Say, man, I know you, man. He said, you from the hood, man. I know you. I've seen you in the hood." I said, "Yeah, man." I said, I was sitting here thinking the same thing. And after that, every time he would see me, because then we introduced ourselves, and every time he would see me, "What's up, man? What's up, fam? You good? You good? You good?" So I can't say I got as many stories as everybody else, but I know he was somebody who was absolutely from the neighborhood and about our thing. I can say that. So
yeah, he lived it. I mean, I met him like 8. I mean, he Brian Ivory nephew, and I met him, man, maybe the 3rd day he was in the neighborhood, and he was with me every day from 7 in the morning, man, to 9 at night. You know, he would go to his school, which was a junior high school or grade, whichever one it was, and I go to school, and we meet up right back at McDonald's, man. And he was a motherfucker with them dice, KB.
Yeah, that's the stories I say.
I was a muscle. Yeah, for real, man. He was the hustle. I was a muscle. And yeah, for like 5-6 years straight, every day we were together. I mean, that's I went to the penitentiary, you know, and life got a hold to him, man. But even though he was dealing with that part of life, he never forgot where he came from, and he represented our family even through that sickness.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So
and that ain't nobody outside. That ain't nobody outside the family business either. He was a good dude. That's all we need to say.
Yeah, no, you know, hey, listen, he didn't hide nothing, you know what I mean? And everybody loved him. You know, we did something Saturday. Mayweather kicked it off, and by 4-5 o'clock, it was people from all around the city there, man. You know what I mean? So, you know, yeah. he I'm gonna miss my little brother, man. I'm gonna miss seeing him walk up, you know what I mean? And yeah.
Yeah, now let me get this chat room. Erica
man.
said she was talking shit. I know you was, Erica. I take nothing personal. Landon said crabs in a bucket. Absolutely. But I've always said, why would you put crabs in a bucket in the first place? That's not their natural environment.
Nigga, wow.
It's just a great metaphor, but it's like,
what do you being a thinker, dog? Quit being a thinker. Just let it shit
saying,
ride.
like, crabs in a bucket. Well, yeah, you know, they actually live
it doesn't make no sense.
They live in open space, right? Like, so yeah, they're gonna go crazy. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, so, and it ain't no water in there either. Like, it's like, yo, you know, it's like saying put niggas in the bucket. We gonna do the same thing. You get on my shoulder, shit. Mama Jenkins says an upscale restaurant with trained professional hosts, waiters, and great food to keep people from traveling to Chicago to have dinner. People like to eat and be in a good, cozy environment. Now you asked me a question about what business, Sean. I'm gonna let you talk about what you got coming up. But you asked me a question, Ian, about what business. So first of all, I think there would have to be regional research done. And I don't know if you all have ever read John H. Johnson's book. John H. Johnson was the founder of Ebony magazine.
Yes,
and
sir. He also owned the Bobcats.
Well, yeah, he had. Well, no, that's Bob Johnson.
That's Bob. I'm sorry, you're right.
This is John Johnson. He's Jet magazine, Ebony magazine,
John
Johnson hair care products, that kind of thing.
Yeah, Smooth Brother. I remember him.
So John Johnson was asked one time why he chose to start a magazine, and he said, "My goal was to find something that people needed that they didn't have." And at that point, what we did not have in this country was a representation of us as far as the media went, because there was Time magazine, there was Life magazine, there was Housekeeping, whatever magazines they had. There was no real representation. You couldn't open a periodical and see positive images of us. There was no celebration of our success. So when you open the pages of Ebony magazine, you seen Black people who were upwardly mobile. You seen those Black middle class people. You seen those Black celebrities. It promoted our culture. Now, it wasn't really about, okay, I'm starting a magazine because I'm a publisher. It was about, there was a need for that. So what I would do is regionally look at what's needed. And if it had to be something that was a partnership with a major manufacturer, that's what it would be. It would be something that would instantaneously be a piece of the economy, meaning it would reinvigorate the region around it. So if it was a processing facility, if it was a warehouse, if it was a shipping facility, there's all kinds of different things. But I think that research needs to be done, and then you go about opening a business, and then there's the location of it. So I'm looking at where this is going to be. If I'm going to look at the 35th Street corridor, that area has to be mine, because first of all, shout out to Keith Terry, who put me up on game a long time ago about developing urban Milwaukee, is that they're brownfields. I don't know if you all know what a brownfield is.
No.
A brownfield is a place where there was once an industrial facility. And for the duration of their time there, they basically polluted the land. So they may have mishandled toxic waste or whatever their process was. So you have to go in and do a environmental redevelopment on a lot of this land. So that has to be done as well. And so a lot of companies might back up off of that. But once again, I am the leader who's going to say, let's work with the city to get you a tax break, because every business loves a tax break or even a subsidy. Or even a subsidy. So we're going to put in place some quotas. There has to be a certain percentage of minority employees. There has to be a certain percent of your administrative positions in order to qualify for these tax breaks. So at the end of the year, you can maximize your profit. So my answer to that question would be, it depends on what's needed in the region. If GM is having a problem shipping parts to Canada, or if they're having problems connecting with some plant in Ohio or even in Mexico, I'm right here in Wisconsin. You coming from Michigan, we right on your beltway. Let us be the central processing facility for that. Hell, you see all these huge data centers being developed right now. Okay. America's all about computers, as they say. God damn it, why we can't make microchips? Why we can't get a facility that's making chips for a cell phone or cases or screens or something? But then there has to be research done. So it ain't really about, okay, I'm gonna open a car wash on 15th and Fond du Lac. I'm doing my job. No. If you're going to come up with a franchise of car washes and have them consistently employ people in the area, that's something that can spark a little bit. But I'm thinking much bigger. I'm thinking about something that generates major tax revenue like a A.O. Smith did, like a American Motors did, like a Slits or a Miller did or does. And with that tax revenue, the cities, they don't have to come and squeeze every penny out of its citizens like they do. We're going to raise property taxes. We're going to raise goddamn parking tickets. We're going to write more parking tickets. Yep. All the shit you doing, a goddamn bottle of water at County Stadium costs $13. Go to the zoo. You better bring your own shit. You don't eat some goddamn $20 popcorn.
It's funny you said that because it reminds me of one of the last conversations I had with my friend. You might know, did you know Tamika Galloway or no?
Tamika Galloway went to King?
Yeah, she went to King, but she went to Phillip with us. You was a grade ahead.
That name sounds so very familiar.
Well, she died of cancer about 5-6 years ago. But I was on my way to moving, and me and her was having that conversation about Milwaukee and all that area, because when you were saying that, for some reason, I just thought about Octopus. And I thought about as far as just businesses in the community, like no matter what. Like I bought a Suburban. Remember where the Jaguar dealership was on Capitol?
Where it used to be.
There's some Arab brothers that bought that. I don't know if they're brothers, but some Arab dudes.
Sanyo Auto.
Yes.
That's what it's called now.
And I bought a truck there. I bought it cash or whatever. They gave me a really good price. And ironically, brother, I still got the truck. And the truck worked good and whatever. So they didn't sell me no limit or no BS. But the thing is, though, everything that we're talking about, it's attainable. And if you get enough business partners and you get the right people with the right business minds and have the correct concepts, that's something that can be done. Because there's so much of that there, because you just really made me think, like, there's so many abandoned buildings, there's so many abandoned areas, there's so many different things you can do there that people will sell it to you for almost a little bit of nothing.
You know what
occupies
Octopus right now?
You said what, Kev?
You know what occupies Octopus right now?
Please don't disappoint me, make me sad. What, bro?
The junkyard. I think Mickey's.
No, they renovating that. They renovating that KB.
Octopus is not there.
No, Octopus on Green Bay Avenue.
It's not there.
The scrap yard now. It's been
closed.
There? Yeah, been closed. Last time a brother
cleaning out about a month ago.
A brother had owned that car wash. I went in there. It was horrible. It took I actually used to work in that car wash, so I'm familiar with Octopus. All of a sudden, it was closed for a very long time. Mickey's Auto Salvage now on, or it's the salvage yard next to it. 7 stars, or not 7 stars. What's the name of it right there? Because there's Mickey's and then there's another one. They own that Octopus now. Now there is one of the older octopuses out here on Appleton. Some black people own it. It's called New Shine or something like that.
My cousin used to own Ned's.
I go there now because it's black owned, and sometimes I need my inside of my car clean because I'm not really gonna be vacuuming and shit like that no more. But it's black owned, and it's one of the old, because Octopus used to be a franchise. So I hear you on Octopus. Now, Sean, what you got going? Because you sent me some stuff. I'm like, what is that? What is this? Sean always assume I know something. What is this?
So Saturday is our men's mental health breakfast at Mercy Memorial Baptist Church from 8 to 11, free breakfast. Got to sign up through Eventbrite. I believe it's open until the night at midnight. And I sent you some literature regarding the World Day of Remembrance coming up in November, which I want to come back on and speak about.
Okay. So now what's the first thing? Because the first thing was a flyer.
The men's mental health breakfast.
Men's mental health breakfast. And it's when?
Saturday morning from 8 to 11 at Mercy Memorial Baptist Church.
And this is the event you was talking about a couple months ago, correct? And when you told me they wasn't going to have no bacon, so I said I wasn't coming.
I remember that conversation.
We're having bacon, though. We having bacon, sausage, grit, eggs.
Crazy.
A lot of stuff.
Mercy Memorial Baptist Church, y'all. I'm gonna put this. I mean, you got to me too late. Now you saying you got to register by midnight. You should have gave this to me 2 days ago.
Well, I gave it to you a while ago. I put it on the People's News Network too. So, I put it on there. Now, yeah. So,
he calls you up.
Come out. Join us, man. Y'all still got time to sign up.
Now, what's the purpose of this? What is the purpose of this? We gonna eat breakfast.
It's a men's mental health breakfast, right? Where we want to create a space where Black men are comfortable talking about issues that they go through every day, right? It ain't got to be to the point of suicide or nothing, but it can be baby mama, right? And that stress that comes with dealing with a toxic baby mama, right? Or the stress that comes with getting stopped by the police and you almost lose it because you're so nervous, right? Dealing with these triggers and hopefully talking about these triggers and removing that trauma or dealing with that trauma that in some points attacks that amygdala and causes us to react instead of respond.
Yeah.
So this is more of an open forum. So there's not like breakout sessions or,
it's not really going to be breakout sessions. We will have a guest speaker, but it ain't going to be no hour speaker. We will break up and, at our tables and, hey, let's just talk, man. What's on your mind? Now,
are there going to be mental health professionals there in which individuals
there will be mental health professionals there.
Okay.
There will be mental health professionals there.
That's necessary though, brother. Yeah. That's necessary, to be honest.
I'm just always curious as to what the takeaway will be. You know me, I had no meeting about having another meeting. Like, we don't need to do that.
I don't want to do all that either, man.
Okay. Do you think we need more? Do you think we need more spaces? That's an interesting concept.
Yeah.
I got a question about that.
We need more spaces.
Hold on. Let me get the chat room. Let me get the chat room before it builds up because I did not get behind it.
It's gotta be behind it.
Like, Kevin, yeah. Sometimes people been there, read my goddamn comment. I'll be like, calm the fuck down. Erica Hunt says, Sean, stop trying to use your Barry White voice.
She like it.
Mariah, my cousin Mariah Johnson. What up, famo? How you doing? She said, hey, Landon.
Mariah.
Landon Deadman said, hey, he's speaking to my cousin. I know y'all knew each other. Mariah is my family. She said it's an aluminum scrapyard. Yeah, I know it's part of it. I just couldn't think of the name of it because Mark Grayson, shout out to you. He said I went to that church when I was younger. Yeah. Mercy Memorial he's speaking of, I think. That's the only church he brought up. Mama Jenkins said KB is always what the demand is and the location is a must for research. I think that's what I was saying. Like, I think because believe it or not, there's always a niche. There's always a niche for something. So, and like when it comes to opening a business, something like Starbucks, like who would have thought people want coffee, right?
Magic Johnson.
Well, he bought it from some other people.
He's smart though, but he invested in that.
It's like Dunkin' Donuts. It's like Apple. Like it's like Microsoft, where they sat in a garage and created these components and said, people need this. We didn't know we needed a computer until they made it.
Oh, speaking of Microsoft, because I was going to ask later in about whenever this segment is done, I got the Trump's donor list in front of me, and it's funny how Microsoft stock soared this week. Actually, today it was reported by Forbes that their stock went up like almost like what was like 60 points, but they are number 14 on the Trump's donor list. Like it's Altera Group, Amazon, Apple, Booz Hamilton, Caterpillar, Google, etc. I just think it's funny because remember, Kev, we had talked the other day right before your anniversary, and happy anniversary again on Monday. Absolutely. And we were Yeah, absolutely. Everybody wish Kev a happy anniversary because you know it's hard to be married and a lot of people ain't doing it.
Especially to me, goddammit. And give me a cash app too so I can give my wife some therapy.
You know what? And we need to send the wonderful and beautiful and intelligent Mrs. Burns for dealing with your crazy ass.
You are absolutely on point. Lord help.
We got 37 companies that dealt with it, and you said something that was real poignant. You were like, man, we need to put that out there so we can know what not to support. But it's a lot of companies, though, Kev, that I've never heard of. It's something called Harold Ham, Benjamin Leon Jr. I've never heard of that. The Lutnick family. So I'm just thinking it's a whole bunch of rich ass people. You know what I'm saying? You know the
You're
type.
talking about the funders for the $1 to $300.
Yeah, for the ballroom.
Okay.
But there's no amounts.
Okay.
So it's kind of like this is whole, and it's weird because you put me up on something that made me really think. You was like, bro, but they not giving the amounts. In addition to them not giving the amounts, it could be 5 cents, and then they make the taxpayers pay the rest. And I thought that, and that's probably what they do.
Even if it's not, even if they have, I'd like to audit that money. Like because for you to be able to raise $300 million, that in itself, there should be an audit. Nobody should be able to raise $300 million and go unchecked. If you can snap your finger like that, we need them front and center. We need every detail. Let me go back to
where's Orlando at, bro? Because he should have called. I see why he ain't called tonight. Because we got the computers.
To the chat room.
He in the chat room?
No, I said let me go back to the chat room.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because I'm like, he ain't.
Landon Deadman said I grew up in North Lawn, no Bozy. That's my big brother, Carl Pfeiffer, 24th Street native. Absolutely, that's my big little cousin because he's smaller than me, but he older than me. Bozy is, man, that is, I can't even begin to talk about cuz that's like my other big brother. Like he don't, man, too much. that's cuzzo, man. Like, you know, a family. Mark Grayson said he was at that church when Pastor Moore was there.
He's still there. That's my uncle.
Okay. Yeah, I was at Solid Rock when Pastor Moore was there, right?
That's my grandfather.
I know. We talked about it. I know. Mariah said 24th Street all day. I'm from
What up, Mariah?
So yeah, shout out to 24th Street. They got a lot of love over there.
24th and what? What is she talking about? 24th and what?
Where that area they talking about is over there off of Hampton. But it's just the North Lawn area by Ronald. What used to be Ronald E.
You probably know my cousin Duty in them. She probably do.
I'm
24th
sure.
24th is 24th, man.
Well, no, but that's a different 24th, Sean. That's not like Mecca 24th.
I understand what you. Yeah, but it's, you know, for me, it don't matter.
I mean, you know, I get what you're saying, but I'm location geographically.
Yeah, I understand
what she's talking about is something different.
Yeah, no, North Lawn and
same thing, but yeah. He said, "Talk to Kevin Barnes." Talk to Kevin Barnes. I since the 70s. Talk to Kevin B. I thought I was Kevin Barnes.
Talk to Kevin B. Who the fuck? Bro?
He said,
"He always play that sound after that shit."
Landon, I'm confused. Talk to Kevin Barnes.
This nigga stupid. Don't stop. I'm trying to look up shit on the internet.
Well, no, he said talk to Kevin Barnes. And he said since the 70s he's been over there. Talk to Kevin B. I am Kevin Barnes. She said it's all 24th. She said it's all 24th. All 4CH. Okay. I mean,
I gotta finish this. I gotta finish this last test on this grant writing class, man. So I gotta go.
But no, I wanted to ask you this before you went, though. Before you left.
What's that?
You mentioned a safe space for, and you put mental health in the conversation. So
yeah.
And I was asking you, do you really feel, Dion? I got you. I know you on the line. You said why do we need a safe space to talk about our mental health?
Because we, it's that stigma of something's wrong with me, right? I don't want to talk to nobody. I'm not comfortable talking to nobody about my emotions and not being able to deal with my feelings and my emotions. And, men should be able to handle this shit. And it's not like that all the time. You know what I mean? Everybody reaches a breaking point.
Okay.
And before they get there, we want to provide that outlet.
Okay.
I almost reached the breaking point. I've seen others get to that point, man. And it's, some people can't bounce back from that point.
Absolutely. I got you.
Look at the brother who killed them 3 people, right? He was mentally ill, but he was also being punked. They was taking his stuff from him.
I didn't know what that was about.
Yeah. Well.
Allegedly.
2 other people that he killed. I know about 2 of the people that he killed. They weren't taking it, but people around the neighborhood were. And you get to a point, right? Now, he already had some mental illness going on. He had some mental health problems. Could somebody have talked him down? Probably the right person, right? But who was he going to confide in when everybody around it was treating him bad?
Okay. Got you.
There has to be an outlet available, and we're not talking about just, your average clinician, your 9-to-5 person. No. Sometimes you wake up, man, you just need somebody to talk to.
And I've noticed that
you need somebody to talk to.
I've noticed that in my capacity as a life coach, when I sit down with a client, sometimes, and even though some people don't know me, like you don't know me, right? But they talk. Right. When they start to talk, I could tell that they feel comfortable because they're able to get stuff off their chest and they're able to say it in a setting where it's neutral because I don't know anything. So I'm not biased. So that's important. But like I said, because you'd be surprised, man, some of the people who have sat down with me and said, and I always tell them a life coach, the golden rule of a life coach is we're not really supposed to talk about your past. We're supposed to talk about your present and your future. But it always starts out with, this happened to me then. And it's like, oh shit. So I end up really being required to find resources to deal with what happened to them in the past in order to address what's happening to them in the present. So I just wanted to ask you that question before you go, man. But shout out to you for stopping through, man. I know you got to do your thing, man. Holla at me off clock, man, so we can chop it up, man. Catch up with shit.
And I was gonna say, Kev, my fault.
Be smooth, love. All right, love.
Absolutely,
hey, I got something for you too, man. I'm gonna come back on and talk about it on that prevention piece. All right.
Real quick before we get Dion's take, Ian, what was you trying to drop in there?
I was gonna say before you get to the chat room and before you get to Dion, what up, Dion? What up, brother? 3 minutes ago, Trump ordered U.S. nuclear weapons testing to begin immediately because Russia tests new missiles. I just wanted to put that out there because that kind of adds to people's theory about World War III. This just happened. It's on multiple news outlets. It's on Fox, NBC, and MSNBC and CNN. So just in case the audience want to kind of check that out, that's kind of disturbing to me for a lot of different reasons. That just, I'm just putting it out there. I just want to say that's the breaking news. It just happened within 5 minutes.
Got you. Mama Jenkins said, "Happy anniversary, KB. It's not that hard. 44 years for us understanding the bull."
She is so blessed, ain't she?
Listen, 44. Yo, 44.
I wish I had that.
That's almost double what we got going on. But I say it's hard. I say it's hard because my wife and I are 2 different people. Like I people say no shit, right? But mentality wise, who we are, how we move in life, the way we're 2 totally different people. And it's very, very difficult to be able to get along with somebody who's totally opposite of you for a very long time. And also, I'm one of those people where I push the line. So I'm going to be, and I can admit it. She says you're an agitator.
He said I push the line.
I do. In my own personal life, everything I've ever done, I've always pushed the line. And she would tell me, you're an agitator. But there is some commonalities because both of our families come from Mississippi, and we just our journeys and where we met at was a point in time where it was like it crossed, and it was like, yo, this is relevant. So I was saying it's hard because I'm an asshole, basically.
Where'd you meet her?
I met my wife in Marshall, Minnesota. I was going to Southwest Minnesota State University.
That's why your ass love Minnesota so much. I'm surprised you ain't a Vikings fan now.
Actually, I don't love Minnesota that much. That's a misstatement. I recognize what the Twin Cities has done developmentally. I have a lot of love for people in Minnesota because I went to school in North Dakota and in southwestern Minnesota with a lot of brothers from the Twin Cities.
Hey.
But also, actually, the school that I was from, I had a very racist experience there. So it ain't that much love for it. But I will say it was a time in my life when I got to get off Atkinson. And so
ain't nothing wrong with that.
I got off Atkinson and I went up there and it was my perspective was adjusted. So shout out to
Hold on. I got a story about a sellout before you go back to the chat. Now, I know someone who he's 9 years old. He was a Packers fan.
Nigga said 9 years old.
What the fuck? Man. He said 9 years old.
Like, he's 9 years old. He was a Packers fan, and he loves Jeffries of the Minnesota Vikings. Now, this little person is my son. I talked to him today, and we was having a conversation. And when I talked about, I was talking about, he was talking about him, and I showed him some videos of Randy Moss. Now he's the biggest Randy Moss fan on earth, and I feel I was trying to show him that homeboy ain't that good compared to Randy Moss. Now he's like, Daddy, I know you love Sterling Sharp, but this guy that played for Minnesota, he wear the same number, but he better. So my son now is the biggest Randy Moss fan.
He'll be back but you will too, because Jefferson is a good receiver.
No, my son loves him, dog. Yeah, Jefferson is amazing. He's good.
Landon Dedman is in the chat room. He said, you didn't know I know her. I was real close to them as a kid. So he was telling her to talk to me and let me know. Basically, shout out to Landon Dedman. He was saying, you better let him know, Mariah. You better tell him who I am. That is, and if she said, no, cuz he been around, I say, oh, okay, cool. Right. So you on point, right? Like you ain't wrong. Listen, I remember when she was born. So that's my little cousin, for real. Like her father.
Nothing wrong with it.
Her father is
my first kids, cousin. By the way, I was on her page. Beautiful family. Beautiful
her father is my first cousin. Her
grandma is
my auntie. So this is real family. So
dope. They got a dope family, man. I was on her page.
Even if Bose called me and said, "Hey, Big Ham, this is da 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 da," and I say, "Oh, I didn't know," or I might have seen you before. They might say, remember we was at bottom, and I said, oh shit, that was him. Oh, shout out to you, man. I wasn't trying to diss you. I just didn't know what you were saying because he was like, talk to Kevin Barnes. I'm like, that was me. Orlando in the chat room, he says, many great battles at 24th Street School, many a hoopers helped me become a baller. The baller I was. I did take my skill set to Lincoln, Project Respect, Warning, Hampton Love, Orlando says. Mariah Johnson says 44 years is definitely a blessing. Happy anniversary, cousin. No, Mama Jenkins got Mariah, how old you think I am? Mama Jenkins got 44. I got 24. Mine is 24. Hers is 44.
Y'all are so blessed to have them long-term relationships. Kevin, I know you know that. I'm not going to reiterate it, but you are blessed. You have wonderful children. Your children are a lot like mine. I'm not good in the relationship department, but your children are a lot like mine. Very intelligent, very determined, and very successful. So I'm proud of you, man. I love it. I'm so happy for y'all.
God,
your daughter funnier than you, though.
God looked out for me. I say that all the time.
Dude, Taylor is a certified beast.
You ain't got to tell me I deal with her every day.
Funny as hell.
Landon said, yep, I play all ages. T.A. Whitaker, shout out to T.A. He said T.A. Whitaker was my basketball coach, and LaRon Gladney. Rest in peace to my brother Slash, the coach.
Amen.
He said, love for life. Yes, sir. For life, absolutely. That's my nom de guerre. Mama Jenkins said, KB, my husband is totally different from me, and I'm so freaking happy because if he was like me, it would not have lasted. One day, I always say we're so opposite of each other, but it's working. Yeah, man. I'm a challenge. I'm telling anybody that. I'm a challenge. I'm a challenge to be friends with. So even my friends that I got long term, shout out to y'all, because I'm just my way. listen,
You do be on one. We was having a conversation the other day, and I was just listening. I'm like, this is my nigga. I love him, but I'm like, I see.
And it gets worse. It only gets worse from there.
I mean, know it, dude.
Don't get me wrong. I love myself, but other people tend to say, "What the fuck?" So it's all good.
Nah, you a real one, though. It don't matter.
Yeah, shout out to you for hanging out, man. I appreciate you, man. What's going on?
Oh no, it's just like listening to y'all on the. I mean, you don't think I be listening before I call in? So
I don't know, because sometimes you'll call in and say, "What we talking about?" I'm like, "Nigga, have you been listening to the show?"
He been listening.
I mean, y'all have jumped around so much. You know, y'all was talking about Milwaukee, then I agree with you. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of shit be going on, and a lot of not only Milwaukee, St. Louis, Gary. It was about design. It just ain't by coincidence.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And I agree with you on that. But you know, we just, man, I don't know, man. We gonna have to tighten our belt, man. We're gonna be on a roller coaster. You know, I don't know what you're going to do far as, you know, I heard you talking about some, you know, chipping in and helping people out that need some help.
Yeah.
You know, if some jump off like that, I might have a few dollars I could contribute. You know, motherfucker be living all right, though. You know what I'm saying? Shit ain't bad on this end, though. You know, I'm just happy that, you know, as I always be saying all the time, why we celebrating all these motherfucking holidays these Europeans started. So to me, you know what I'm saying, fuck Thanksgiving. I've been saying fuck Thanksgiving, 4th of July, all that shit. But, you know, anytime that I can get time with my family, it's just a good time.
Man, I swear to God, it sounds like you taking a shot at me because that's what I say, but it's all good.
Yeah, okay. I am. You know what I'm saying?
But I don't understand why I had
Dion.
Like, why did I have an overkill voice all of a sudden? Why? Hey, look, hey, Ian, you see how I turned into Uncle Step and Fetch it? I just happened to be with my family. Like, come on, man.
I be like, man, fuck these holidays. I've been, man, you know what? When I ain't gonna lie, you to celebrate birthdays, holidays, stuff like that. But when I went to prison, then none of that shit matter. Them days just went by. You know what I'm saying?
You be saying some smart shit. Dion be saying some smart shit. You do be saying some real smart shit.
Made me look at it though, like it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? We gonna spend all this money for one fucking day. You know what I'm saying? But not only that, we're celebrating our enslavement. Not saying, I don't know when we got enslaved. They say we came here at 16, 19, but it could have been a little bit before that. We're not only celebrating our enslavement, we're celebrating the massacre of people, the taking of their land, the colonization of their land. We're celebrating all this, and we're saying, well, now this ain't on you, but people be like, well, I just want to spend time and be happy. It's about family.
Celebrating that though,
we turned some, and I guess we turned some negative into a positive. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I'd be so tripped off everything in this world because white people make rules. And white people celebrate Thanksgiving and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't even celebrate none of this shit. You know what I'm saying? The white people be like, you see, they don't want to celebrate Juneteenth. We celebrate Juneteenth like shit. Fuck that. I ain't going to work June 19th. They like, what the fuck is June 19th? Fuck June 19th shit. They don't want to acknowledge it, but they want to acknowledge all this other bullshit. The 4th of July, 1776, we were still in slavery. The United States broke away from Great Britain, but now it seems like we're going back to having a king with Donald Trump. We're celebrating, I guess Veterans Day, but a lot of people went over there and fought for something, and they went for different reasons. Motherfuckers weren't patriotic. They was like, this is the way out of poverty. GI bills to help buy home loans and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And now, we don't know when actually Jesus was born. And, back in the days, white folks got mad because they didn't want, they want you to say, you couldn't say Merry Christmas, you had to say Happy Holiday and some shit. So they was mad about that. Ain't no telling this cocksucker gonna bring it back, you know what I'm saying? And, just looking at all the bullshit that's going on, man, and, we're really heading into a decline with America. That's what I put in the chat room, you know what I'm saying? But see, the thing is, we don't know when it's coming, you know what I'm saying? Because if you look at every great nation, they imploded, you know what I'm saying, within themselves, from Greece, Egypt, Rome, Germany, Great Britain, you know what I'm saying? Those was mighty great empires, you know what I'm saying? And they fucked up with these, they fucked up, you know what I'm saying? And we headed down that path, and it's just so, it's just so sad that you have people sitting in their houses like me and you and all of us, and they hated black people and immigrants, and they just hated everything that was going on. That they allowed this man. First of all, he should have never been president from the first time, but they allowed him with no experience, being vindictive and evil and just no experience whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? As far as even his businesses and his personal life, to be president of the United States. And not only did they do that the first time, they did that again. And the man, like people, you know, they keep saying about that third term, that ain't no joke. Like a motherfucker say, why that man destroying the
Hold on, Dion. First of all,
I was gonna jump in too, Kev. Go ahead.
Relax.
I was gonna jump in.
Hold on, I'm about to mute you in real quick because I'm about to go put my clothes in the dryer.
Go ahead, fam.
From A to B to Z. Let me go all the way back.
I like to
talk. He was making some sense though, just for the record though.
Relax. Take a breath. Just relax.
I'm about to mute you.
Kev, he was making some sense.
Hold on. Listen.
For sure. I'm just saying.
In terms of holidays, I don't know about y'all. There ain't a Thanksgiving decoration. There is no decoration of the door. But I can tell you what's going to happen. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen this Thanksgiving.
Break it down, Kev.
First of all, I haven't seen my daughter in almost a year. She's coming into town. My son will be here because before he goes back to school. I have other family that will be here. My brother will be here who has not been here.
I know where this is going.
So I don't give a shit who likes it and who doesn't. I'm going to sit down with my family. I'm going to say thank you, God, for allowing us to be together once again. And we going to break bread. It ain't got nothing to do with a pilgrim. It ain't got nothing to do with an Indian. It ain't got nothing to do with a turkey unless it's the motherfucker fried or baked or roasted. I'm telling you, I have a family, and family is everything to me. So when it comes down to getting together with my family and being able to break bread, that's what we're going to do. It could be called Thanksgiving. It could be called No Giving. It could be called Help Me, Jesus. It could be called Fuck It All. We're going to do it. We're going to get together. We're going to enjoy each other. We're going to fellowship with each other because that's what families are supposed to do. I'm not a person who's in the store hanging up leprechauns on St. Patty's Day. I'm not a person who has 4th of July. Hell, who is this with the music? Please stop. Please stop.
I liked what you were saying because
the music is horrible. But hold on, let me finish. You don't see we don't even put Christmas stuff up. We celebrate Christmas for what it is, as a recognition of the day that Jesus Christ was born. We don't know if that was the day. We don't know if that was the month. But we
sound like me now, bro.
We have set a day aside to celebrate that. So I'm not going to even reference. I don't gotta go all the way back to slavery and them white folks wouldn't let us do this and wouldn't let us do that and that. No, I'm going to celebrate a holiday with my family. I don't care what no other black person say. First of all, you have black people who get mad when we celebrate Black History Month. You have black people who be mad. Man, I tell people all the time, get you some business. If you don't want to celebrate, then move the fuck on. But don't try to talk down on those of us who choose to engage with each other and say, hey, let's just enjoy each other today.
And that's how I feel about the race shit, bro. Like my grandmother was fucking white and black. Like, but dude, she was a nigga for real. I mean, I don't want whatever. I gotta keep it real. My grandmother was a nigga. Like even though her dad was white, she was a black person. She lived right over there on 19th and Keith, right by the cemetery. Like, that's what I be saying, bro. Like, I don't be getting caught up on the race shit. I don't be getting caught up on the holiday shit. Like, everything you said, though, Kev, I completely agree with. Like, dude, man, like, we just trying to celebrate some holidays. We trying to have some fun. Like you said, you ain't seen your daughter in almost a fucking year. What the fuck? You just trying to eat some turkey and have some fun, bro. Like, what the fuck?
It might not even be turkey. Whatever it is that we cook.
Nigga, we had some ribs last year, though.
You know what, though, Kev? Is that important? You know how people make time for family reunions? Say, hey, we're going to break the tradition of Thanksgiving this year. Let's come up with a day and ahead of time. So if you got to take off, call and take off. Let's come up with a different day Maybe it could be the summertime. Maybe it could be whenever. But we all could get together, enjoy each other.
Why do you think you get the right to tell somebody how to celebrate? No, you don't say, let's change it. Let's make it. You don't. No, we can celebrate it whenever and however we want.
Was he saying that?
I'm not saying that. But the thing is this.
I was hoping you weren't saying that.
If the white man never thought about Thanksgiving, or if tomorrow they said fuck Thanksgiving, it's canceled, what you gonna do then?
When my daughter gets here, we gonna eat. When my family,
if they cancel it totally,
it ain't about them. It ain't got nothing to do with them.
But listen, it is about them because
it's not.
It's not.
You gonna tell me my Thanksgiving celebration got something to do with a white man? You don't know what you're talking about.
Wait, hold on. If it's not about
he's just been celebrating it during that time, though, D. He's not no like that, though.
That's the day I'm off work.
But see, that's what I'm saying, though, because it's a day that the white people set aside and allocated everybody on board. Anyway, listen, if they ended Thanksgiving tomorrow, if ain't no Thanksgiving ever ended,
I don't care. We're still gonna do it. We still gonna do it. We're gonna take off and do it.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's something different. Then.
Listen. Let me tell you something. When we sit down, ain't no white man referenced. It ain't no white, but there's never been. And this goes all the way back to my parents.
His family reference.
Number one, and this goes all the way back to my parents, who, at a certain time, it wasn't really about the day that the white man gave me off. It was about the opportunity for us to come together. And you got to take that shit when you can get it.
That's what I was thinking.
Nobody getting hung up on. Ain't nobody get because we shouldn't do this because the white man gave us a day off work. First of all, I got PTO. I can take any day. I can take a day off when I want. I can make my own goddamn Thanksgiving. So this ain't about no white man. And then Ian, as far as you were saying, I am fixated on race. I am about race.
Oh, I know you. I know your ass.
I'm a foundational Black American. And there's white people. There's whites who somehow infiltrated the gene pool in our family too. It's not like I don't have any biracial.
For sure. No, I know you do.
But what I'm saying is, I keep everything that I possibly can black as I possibly can.
But you ain't wrong for what you be saying though. Like what you be saying.
Race is different. Race is different from holidays, and I ain't celebrating no holiday because no white man told me to. As a matter of fact, there's really no
tie it together though, Kev.
There's really no celebration because we don't do Halloween. Easter, my wife goes to church because that is a religious thing.
Picking and choosing according to Dion's logic. He got a point.
He doesn't have a point when it comes to my family.
But he got a point with the picking and choosing.
He don't got a point when it comes to my family.
No, because y'all be doing shit the right way anyway.
We do what we want to do.
I bet you if that white man ended Thanksgiving, you're going to have to take some PTO. I bet you that.
It's my PTO. I earned it. Why the fuck can't I take it?
So you can't take it. You can't take it.
I can take off when I want to.
Hold on.
No, I earned that PTO. And it's paid time off. It's not about you do shit. No.
I see exactly where he's coming from, but I see where you coming from too, though.
Further than what it was meant to be.
Where he coming from.
It wasn't meant to go this far. I was stating my opinion. And I feel like
that's your opinion. That's fine. That's fine. It's not like I'm offended, but I'm telling you the reality of it. You had an opinion. I'm telling you the fact. I'm telling you about my family. I'm telling you about how we go about this. You're welcome to your opinion. You got your opinions all the time. We don't agree with everything. That's fine. Ain't nobody pissed off and nothing ain't like it's beef. No. What I'm telling you is that's not true in this case with us. It's not, well, the white man gave us this day off. It's like, yo, you got some time off. You got some time off. You got some time off. Yeah, we all, my shit's closed. My job is closed. Well, you know what? Y'all come on over to the house. Now, if I wanted to plan 2 months out and say, y'all know what? The third week in November, I want everybody to take off because we having this and we going to call it this. We could call it Black People Day. My people will come. We will break bread and it will be the same spirit that's in the house during Thanksgiving. It ain't got nothing to do with, since the white man said we can be off work today, let's get together and eat some dinner. Ain't nobody on that shit, man. So let me go to chat room because chat room is popular.
Chat room probably built up, bro. How long has it been? I think it's been like 20 minutes.
I don't know. I don't keep time. Landon is saying his Facebook profile is his warning. I see that now, Landon. I mean, now when you comment or you're on the show, I'm checking you out because now I know you family. But I thought you was just a random person. So I probably.
Why is you so Kev? Hold on, all bullshit aside, Kev. He's not a bill collector or whatever because you be paying your debt. Why are you so paranoid? You acting like he the Fed.
I didn't recognize his name and I didn't recognize what that was, so I just keep it moving. There's more.
Do you remember Johnny Smith from last week, Negro? Remember you was like, what did he say? Hold on, he was like, oh, he said something about I'm saying what's up to my cousin, and you said something like.
I didn't know, but if you go back, he also had a whole different name.
I know, bro.
He said we're family. I don't know. He said we're family. I don't know who that was.
Kev, it was funny as hell the way you said it, though. You had a straight face. You was like, "Oh, I guess you my cousin then."
I don't know you. I'm going through my Rolodex. I don't know you.
As hell. Because I was like laughing like a motherfucker. My fault. Go ahead. Go through the chat.
He said another name. He was like, "You probably know me."
Yeah, he had a different name.
Like, I don't know that name either.
It was still funny though.
I have a huge family. So there's a possibility that he is kin to me. And if he's like, trying to holler at you, I'm like, nigga, that was you. Brendan says a whole lot going to happen before the 4th of July come again. A lot of people going to suffer and die before then. Mariah Johnson says breaking bread with family is everything. To me, it is. Some people don't value it as much. I think it is. Regardless of what people want to call it. Mama Jenkins said, we're going to have a feast in Mississippi and we have anything and everything to eat. We celebrate family. I'm with you, Mama Jenkins.
Yeah.
Sharita Shaw said, why take off when you already off?
Yeah, Sharita.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, some stuff just makes sense. If it's doable, do it. Right? Like, we all off. So yeah, y'all come on through. I'm going to cook some food. Mama Jenkins said, I'd be at my mother-in-law home on her 10 acres of farmland.
Oh my Lord, that's beautiful.
Dion, this is Brenda Peters. She said Dion isn't taking into consideration people off work for those days.
Yeah.
I'm taking PTO. I'm going on a trip. I think Dion's point is this is not part of his MO. He has reasons that he doesn't recognize them, which works for him. But for me, especially raising children,
wrong either, by the way.
Raising my children, trying to teach them the spirit of family and how we should be able to connect sometimes and how we should be able to enjoy each other's presence and to discuss, especially with Thanksgiving, to discuss, hey, we've overcome a lot. It's been my wife and I was just talking about this the other night. Hey, we came a long way. When we first got married, it wasn't a whole lot of resources. So I'm just saying, it's okay for us to sit down and say, hey, I'm grateful for y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. That's a family thing.
That's a good thing.
But if you're not a family-oriented person like that, then I would understand why you say, fuck that shit. I'm not doing that.
Exactly.
All I'm saying, though, if tomorrow they ended Thanksgiving, what would you do? What would you do next year?
Tomorrow's not Thanksgiving. Tomorrow's not Thanksgiving.
But I'm just saying, what would you do if they ended it? Say if Donald Trump put an executive order in, no longer we're not celebrating Thanksgiving.
Well, I tell you what we would do, since we already got the dates off anyways, we still gonna have our celebration.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But okay, and then
moving forward, we're gonna designate a day. We're gonna designate a day because I'm gonna say it's still important for us to be able to get together at least once or twice a year. And I'm going to say, I don't give a damn whether he called it Thanksgiving or not.
Exactly.
We're going to take, and we're going to do the same activity. We're going to get together, sit down, eat, and enjoy each other.
That's semantics though, Dion, like with what Kevin is saying or whatever. Like, it's funny because both of your points are extremely fucking valid. Dude, he's going to do what he's going to do with his beautiful family, and you're going to do the exact same thing.
So there's more than just, bro. You got other people too. So if that man in the White House said we're not celebrating Thanksgiving no more ever.
He's not going by the White House though, Dion. He's going by his family.
People gonna stop getting together because Trump said no more Thanksgiving. No. Stop it, man.
What I'm saying, this is what I'm saying is that particular day was allocated years ago where people said this is the day that we're going to celebrate. After that, we were indoctrinated with it, and every year
your birthday.
From the
Dion, you call up on the schematics, bro.
You don't celebrate shit. Other people do. You don't celebrate
you
your
call
own
up on the
birthday?
schematics.
No, he just said
no.
he don't even celebrate his own birthday. So there's that. I mean,
I get that. I understand what he's saying, but I'm just like, bro.
It's two different ways. It doesn't make me any less black or any less revolutionary or any less conscious or any less aware because I say, hey, let's sit down and eat together as a family on a designated holiday. I don't, and it ain't about if you want to say it's about indoctrination, you welcome to that. Listen, you can say the goddamn sky is purple.
Oh my God, this is a good show.
It is what it is. I hear your point, but when it comes to my family, the point that
I got a point, but so do
my parents made a long time ago. This ain't about what no white man saying. This is why
that's kind of what I was saying because like both of y'all got a legitimate point, like not being funny. You do. I'm not trying to be politically correct. Y'all both got a point, but like far as like if Trump canceled Thanksgiving, Kev will still do the shit with his family. And it don't matter.
Or if Thanksgiving never existed, we wouldn't know shit about it.
If my auntie had balls, she'd have been my uncle. If my auntie had balls, she'd have been my uncle, man. We got if it does, it does. It's not.
It doesn't.
And Trump, I'm gonna tell you like this: Trump don't got the clout. He don't got the clout to cancel no holiday. He can say it out his mouth. That don't mean it's gonna stand. Because I guarantee you this: if he say it's canceled, more people would celebrate it on the designated day. That's a
whole nother show.
Come on,
we
man.
had two. Hey, Kev, we had 2 hours and 20 minutes.
I know.
I don't know how far are you trying to go?
I'll let you know.
I'll let you know.
If you got to bounce,
these some real good topics though, bro. On some real shit. Like this is really good conversation because you got a lot of brothers like him. Because I got family that are Muslims, like hardcore Muslims, and they be questioning me about that. They be like, "Oh, you talk to any kind of chick, boom, boom, boom. You celebrate holidays, boom, boom, boom." They don't never question my blackness because they know I love black people. But it's like listening to him is like listening to my cousins, and listening to you is like listening to like my big brother. Yeah, it's just different, bro. That's all I'm saying.
One thing you ain't gonna never see me do is tell somebody what to do in their own house.
You a real nigga though.
I don't give a shit. You, as long as it don't affect us, like
that's
you
why
can be
I love
as
you.
Anti-holiday as you want to.
That's why I love you.
If you knock on my door talking about I'm finna come in here and turn this goddamn table over with all this food on it, you get your ass touched. So as long as you want to be anti or pro, you can do either or. I don't care. It's like if you gay, you can be gay in your house as long as you want to. But if you come in my house and bring the gay with you, I'm gonna say no. You got to take that outside. So there's that. But I want to go to something else anyway.
That's not bad either.
I want to go to something else.
I
want to talk about this. I'll talk about this trash ass verses.
Oh God! Don't start, Kev.
Hell yeah! That verses was
hot.
Was garbage. The verses was garbage. First of all, you got two of the worst eras in hip hop music of all times battling against each other. It was literally the toilet bowl. It was the battle for last place. It was a battle to see who could be the tallest midget. Now, listen. This is the most It's funny how people can tell me, Keon, and tell me about designated and indoctrination and white man this and white man that, but they celebrate. Hold on, let me finish. They celebrate music that is all about selling crack, shooting people, exploiting women, fucking off the community, and this is legendary music. But this is the same person that'll turn around and tell me something about indoctrination or something about what a black man should and shouldn't do. Let me tell you something. Lil Wayne not being there was a minus, but I don't like Lil Wayne like that anyways. Mystical not being there was a minus, but Mystical's can't stay out of jail. Now, the music, No Limit was garbage rap music, and it was disposable music. That's why so many albums that he made so many albums so quickly. He was near the assembly line. Most of this music was copying off music that was already there. Master P himself was the ultimate biter. Ice Cream Man was stolen directly from the Loonies. Directly from them.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
That song was trash. And most of the rappers that he had on his label was trash, except for Mystical, Fiend, Snoop, and Snoop wasn't Snoop.
Mia X, Snoop garbage.
Snoop wasn't Snoop when he was on No Limit. Mia X was okay, but I don't see the output. They give her this. I think it has more to do with the fact that she was sick. But she was okay.
Boy, she was fat.
She was okay.
She was a fat.
But she got sick. But she was okay. She wasn't MC Light. She wasn't Yo-Yo. She wasn't, she wasn't one of the greater females. She wasn't Queen Latifah. You know what I'm saying? She was okay. Now we move to Cash Money. Once again, super self-deprecating music. I mean, to the point where this dude is spitting lyrics talking about he want to do somebody in the booty while somebody else doing it in the coochie. And all this kind of materialistic, stupid ass shit, tattoos and shit all over your face. This shit is dumb. This shit is about fucking dope culture and selling dope so I can get some rims, so I can build on the outside when I'm ultimately horrible on the inside. I do love Juvenile. I think Juvenile's first album was classic. 400 Degrees was the dopest album, but that in itself is the only piece of music that Cash Money that made for me that moved the needle. So when I see them do a versus, and this show was horrible. You got a bunch of old dudes standing on stage. There was no dancing. The people in the crowd didn't even look like they were having fun. This was trash. Go ahead, Dion. I know you feel differently. Go ahead.
I mean, like you said, we all got the right to our opinion. I don't think it was what it could have been. You know what I'm saying? I would agree with you on that, but I enjoyed it just listening to the old music, seeing motherfuckers kicking it. That, music back in the day where I could remember, you know what I'm saying, what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely enjoyed it, but I am a Cash Money fan. Now, I fuck with No Limit, but when Cash Money came out, I just was Cash Money, and now I'm Young Dolph, man, he rest in peace. So I fuck with them Southern niggas, though, you know what I'm saying?
I'm UGK alumni. I definitely MJG, 8Ball and MJG, Outkast, the Dungeon Family, Ghetto Boys, Rap A Lot. I am totally with Southern hip hop. But if you listen at that music and you listen at that music I just referenced, if you listen at UGK, if you listen at 8Ball and MJG, if you're listening at Rap A Lot, that music is 9,000 times better than anything No Limit or Cash Money ever put out. The music was low brow.
Who?
Cash Money and No Limit. The lyrics are, I'm the colonel.
Who'd you say was better, though? Who'd you say was better?
I said 8Ball and MJG, Outkast, UGK, Ghetto Boys.
Absolutely.
There's nobody on neither one of them levels, on neither one of them labels that can even hold Scarface's microphone.
No,
so,
not.
So once again, we're coming off a period where Tupac dies. Mm-hmm. The whole movement shifts. A lot of it happened. Cop Killer, Ice-T. If you know hip hop, you know hip hop.
Yeah, for sure.
Shit was put to the side, and all of a sudden we got this cartoon ass shit. You get Ja Rule, you get Cash Money, you get No Limit, you get a bunch of garbage ass rappers. The only thing we got out of that era, up to a point, was DMX. Then we got T.I. and maybe Ludacris. But after that, what do you have? It's all trash.
Oh my God.
It's all trash.
It be killing me, like, when you be talking this shit, like, you be making some real points. And it's kind of funny about that shit, though, Kev. Like, not being funny, because I don't want to say that hip hop died, because I think that's extreme. But I will say that hip hop was on life support at one point, because a lot of them niggas, like, when I think of South rappers, I think of Ghetto Boys and I think of Outkast. I don't think of like Master P and No Limit. I don't think of Cash Money. I just, I look at them as, they New Orleans rappers, but their significance on hip hop, I can't name 10 No Limit songs or 10, Cash Money songs. I can't. That doesn't mean that they didn't have a significance. That just means that they didn't really, kind of attach themselves to my brain like that.
They have,
bro. You got a point about that shit, though, Kev.
They have their place, but so if you know West Coast music, there's the Bay Area, right? If you know Too Short, E40,
yeah, for sure. E40,
all of the Bay Area,
Short Dog,
Mac Mall and Dre.
Mac Dre and
all these. So hear me out. So if you know this music,
yeah,
then Hammer is also from Oakland. Hammer sold more records than
one
everybody.
of my favorite rappers ever.
He sold more records than everybody, but he was horrible. Hammer, you can't. There's not one Hammer. His music was garbage. It was over commercialized. I give Hammer his credit. He broke the ceiling so that everybody else got shine. So it's the same thing. It's the same thing with No Limit and Cash Money when we talk about the South. Yeah, they sold records. Yeah, they were popular, but there's nothing they have that's compared to Southern Playalistic or We Can't Be Stopped or Riding Dirty or any of that. There's not even, you can't even compare the music. So yeah, it's sold, but just because some sell don't mean it's good. Like, you know, people jump on trends and fads. Let me go to the chat room. Landon says, he said, I agree with you totally on that verses. It was garbage. I know it's hip hop. Everybody's supposed to be happy because it's hip hop. Garbage is garbage. That verses was garbage, man. I'm telling you, the object of going to a show, I don't know if people know this, is to have a good time. Nobody there looked like they was having fun. I mean, it was like, and the people in the crowd was kind of singing the songs like, this shit ain't as tight as I remember it. That's the look.
Bro, I was gonna say read some more comments because I got to reply to the Hammer shit. Read some more comments. I got to reply to that.
Orlando says, question, what middle school did you go to? I went to Bell Middle School. It's no longer in existence, but I went to Bell Middle School right across the street from Hamilton. Landon said it was substance. He said it was substance back in the day with the music like that. He said Orlando. He's talking to Landon. He said he went to Edison. Okay. Sharita Shaw said hip hop is on life support now. I love music and I don't know any new artists or new songs. Hip hop has definitely creatively been dead a long time, and it's still comatose right now. You just don't have the diversity. You don't have the expression. It doesn't show our true nature. Hip hop used to be a reflection of us because you did have street dudes, you did have conscious dudes, you did have dudes who wanted to just dress up and go to the club and dance. There was New Jack Swing and all this, and it represented us. But now it doesn't. It's just one way now, and we're not one way. We are a bunch of ways. So now it's influenced by things from outside the community that it shouldn't be. It's driven by numbers. It's driven by profit. Now, I don't doubt that there's some great underground hip hop artists who are making music right now, but they're not getting the shine, the exposure, or the marketing, or the push that they used to. So that was just an example of, I feel like it's Cash Money and No Limit's fault. I feel like they ushered in the era of whack ass music. Go ahead and talk about Hammer, Ian.
You know what? One first and foremost, I don't appreciate your segue because it was perfect to make me look like I'm fucking crazy. But
well, you trying to big up Hammer, so go ahead.
I gotta be Kev. The nigga went from gang banging. Like, you remember how niggas was with Hammer. Like, they don't realize he was a street dude for real. I know you know, but I'm just saying, okay. So because I know how you are, Kev, we respect niggas that was actually in the trap, niggas that was actually hustling. So he changed his life around. That's one of the reasons I'm saying what I'm saying. In addition to that, he went from his truck to being one of the most popular rappers of all time. That's actually all I'm saying. So, yes, he's not Tupac. He's not Nas. He can't rap like them niggas, but he was a real street dude. And he fucking came up. So we got to give him love. Kev, we got it. We got to give Stanley Burrell some love.
Listen,
Kev, I know it's hard to do.
No, because I'm not a hater.
No, you're not. You're not.
I'm not a hater.
I knew what you were saying.
His come up is dope. His story is dope.
Yeah, because I was gonna say I know you ain't no hater. It's
that ain't got nothing to do with the music. It's the same thing I say about the mayor. It's the same thing I say about the mayor. You may be a great guy, but you suck as a mayor. Hammer is probably a great dude, but lyrically he sucked. You can't put Hammer.
Kev, the nigga was a gangster.
Hip hop is about rap. It's about lyrics.
But Kev,
I don't care how thugged out you are.
Gangster,
I don't care how thugged out you are.
He was
even on a positive tip. You don't have to rap gangster shit.
No, you're right.
Kid and Play was better. They were positive rappers. They were more lyrical than Hammer.
I love them.
Kwame was more lyrical than Hammer. There's a bunch of positive rappers who were
for sure.
They were all positive rappers. Hammer was not gifted lyrically. He just wasn't.
He
could dance, and I'm happy he was able to change the game. But his music, nobody's riding down the street. No, nobody's riding down the street bumping that right now. That's not. It didn't age well. It's a joke. It's like Vanilla Ice. It's a novelty rap. It's something you hear now and laugh at. Like, man, remember motherfuckers wearing baggy ass pants with funny looking shoes and like, come on, man. And that's shout out to Hammer, man. Shout out to Hammer, man.
Dog, hey, why didn't Orlando call in with the fucking link, man? Because I sent him in the comments or whatever. I would have loved it.
I didn't send him a link. I didn't send him a link.
You did?
No, because I hadn't talked to Orlando. I didn't know if he was gonna be able to come on tonight. He'll be on unless Trump say we can't have Outlaw Radio no more, like Dion say. If Trump tell you can't have Outlaw Radio no more, you
stop doing it. Kev, that was a shot. I'm here to be your right hand. Kev, that was a shot.
Sharita says drill music. She said too legit to quit looking ass.
Sharita.
Here's the thing. I remember being a 14, 15-year-old kid during that time and super influenced by hip hop. I was on every hip hop wave, but I remember looking at some of that shit saying, this shit is garbage. This music is horrible. It was.
I used to say that until I started seeing these stories.
The first time I seen Too Legit to Quit video, I remember sitting there thinking, this shit is corny as hell. Because number one, Hammer was just a little bit too old by that point. Like it wasn't resonating with me.
Yeah,
congratulations to him. Listen, y'all, I'm going to get out of here. We only did one show this week, but tomorrow we should be. I'm not tomorrow, but next week we should be back in full effect.
What the hell is going on right now, Mr. Burns? Are you about to end the broadcast, sir?
I am. I'm gonna end it because you a little slowed. I don't know what you're drinking in that cup, but you all the way chopped and screwed. So I'm gonna save
all
grace.
Right, yeah, I'm gonna let you go. Love, bro.
Hold on before you go.
Hold on before you go, Dion.
Hold on before you go, Dion. I want to save grace for Ian because he 2 sheets in the wind right now. So it's a reason why I stopped drinking alcohol on the air. Because by the end of the show, when you go back and watch, you be like, damn, I was slow.
It's 2.5 hours too. It's a long time.
Like, you start the show with all this vigor, and by the end, you're like, well, I'm gonna tell you something else. And I mean this shit. That's why I stopped drinking liquor while I'm doing the show. Dion, I know I'm overbearing with my opinion on the verses, but I want you to just give me one.
I don't know about that.
You look at that verses. Were you entertained or were you just appreciative of the music?
I enjoyed it though.
Okay.
But you know what though? To be honest with you, I totally had forgot. So I was on Facebook and I seen somebody watching it. I turned on it and shit. But you know, I didn't watch it in its entirety, man, because I mean, you know, I be looking at other shit though. You know what I'm saying? I be on here looking at so much other shit. Like tonight, I'm about to look at some shit about, you know, the end of the earth. You know, they think the earth is flat and shit like that. And then they got something about Toussaint Lavore, whatever his name is. I don't know. Toussaint.
You depressing me right now, my nigga.
You know that. So I that shit right there, I don't be, you know, like I said, I looked at it for a moment. I looked at it for a moment, but for the most part, you know what I'm saying? I like to try to keep my mind stimulated, look at shit and make me think, you know what I'm saying? I be trying to put pieces together. You know what I'm saying?
That's
I be
funny.
trying to figure this shit out.
It's funny that you say that because, and I think, and I'm speaking for you now, I think you even understand that some of those messages that you got from that music back in the days when you were less informed than you are now, are now antique with their antique frames of mind. They're antiquated. This is savage mindset behavior. This is lower vibrational thinking about I'm gonna go out into my community and I don't give a fuck what I got to do to get some 27-inch rims. I'm doing it. So if I got to rob, steal, kill, sell crack to pregnant women, as long as I got some rims on my truck and some diamonds in my ear, I feel good about myself. But in reality, you don't feel good about yourself.
That shit ain't entertaining no more, man. That's what's funny what you said. That's not really entertaining.
I mean, I just didn't really enjoy it because they were like say for instance, like they playing their music and they rap and singing along with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I didn't like that. You know what I'm saying? Like when Jada and Dipset did they shit, like Jada and them was like, you know what I'm saying? It was, yeah, but you know, like I ain't really looked at no verses since then. Like when the Patti LaBelle, one of the singers against each other, like I said, my mind be on other shit. You know what I'm saying?
Snoop looked ridiculous during the verses, didn't he? Grandpa Snoop looked ridiculous during the verses.
Snoop looked ridiculous.
I didn't even know Snoop was on there.
He's so compromised.
Yeah, he was. He looked ridiculous,
He's so compromised now. He got a question mark over his head every time I see him.
That's
a whole nother show. I'm gonna say this before we get out of here.
Yeah,
Jadakiss is overrated. I said it. People,
I'm tired. Next show.
Never. Man, come on, man. All right, man. You need to end the show on that.
Why did you say that?
Jadakiss is overrated. Jadakiss,
the show is over. Why did you just say
not
that?
Even in my top 15.
No.
You lost.
No, I done met that nigga like 3 times.
I wouldn't give a damn if y'all had a picnic.
No.
There's 12 rappers I can think of off the top of my head that are better than Jadakiss.
I'm not saying you can't think of 12 rappers that's better, but goddamn, nigga, he's cold. His bars are cold.
There's a lot of cold rappers, but they make him seem like he's one of the greatest ever. He's not. He's overrated.
I think Jada eats Jay-Z up, man. What?
Jay-Z's overrated.
I'm not saying he's top 5.
Nas on your list.
Nas is absolutely on my list. Nas is not
on. Nas better be on everybody's list. But the thing is, though, I'm not saying that he's better than Nas, but he's up there. He's top 25. Come on, kid.
He ain't better than Kane. He ain't better than Cube.
Didn't nobody say that, though?
He ain't better than Face. He ain't better than Bun B. He ain't better than MJG.
Whoa.
He ain't better than E40. You know what I'm
be honest with you, I never looked at Bun B as a lyricist.
You can say he better than
E40. I don't know nothing Bun B did after Pimp C died.
I will agree with you that Bun lost some luster, but if you listen to Bun rapping over Pimp C's beats, they try to finish me but couldn't get it done. So somebody told the Lost that Bun was the one riding dirty. On that note, no. Go ahead, man.
I was gonna say before you went on that note, Bun B also started doing the restaurant thing. So he started getting involved in business. In his defense, that's all I'm saying.
Well, he sucked right after Pimp was gone. He didn't have the same kind of thing. It wasn't the same thing. They just had a chemistry.
Then why did you bring him up?
I didn't. Dion did. He said he didn't think he was.
Dion, why did you bring him up?
All right, bro. Love, bro. Happy anniversary. Your birthday coming up. We November babies. We November.
Oh yeah, November 4th. Yes.
November 21st. Right here. We all Scorpios.
I'll be 26 on November 4th.
Stop your arm.
For real? Yeah. I don't believe you care.
You don't have to. You don't have to.
I'm gonna be 48, and I feel it too. I feel it.
I'm gonna be 26. Listen,
I love big
y'all keep y'all head on the swivel, man. Y'all be safe. Y'all make sure y'all looking both ways before you cross the street. And I'm talking about in your car. Before you pull onto the intersection, make sure it ain't none of these young crazy fools out here driving stupid that's gonna take you and yours out. I want y'all to have a safe weekend. Enjoy the fall weather, man. We're gonna make space for sports. We didn't really get back to it. We'll talk about that. Sports is sports. We may even bring the Big Black Sports Show back. You never know. We'll see what we can do.
Gotta do it.
In the meantime and in between time, if your criticism of the black community outweighs your contribution to it, then your ass is a coon. I'll see y'all Monday, man. Peace and love, man.
God bless.